Eze Chukwu okike abịa eme anyị ekene gị. Ụkpaka na-agba n'udu mmiri anyị ekene gị. Ọchụrụ ọzọ anyị ekene gị. Mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie anyị ekene gị. Mmụọ na-afụ na ifafụ na nzuzo ekene mụ gị. Mmụọ maara onye aka ya dị ọcha na onye obi ya dị ọcha anyị ekene gị. Mmụọ kere ihe niile mana o nwere ihe kere ya anyị ekene gị. Eze anyị na-asọpụrụ anyị ekene gị. Chi nna nna anyị ochie anyị ekene gị. Ọchụrụ ọzọ anyị ekene gị. Ga n'ogwe ọ napụrụ dịka ihe ọkpụ n'ọnụ anyị ekene gị. Ọnwa gị nwoke bụ nwa eze Chukwu bụ ụzọ mba aka ji ofe Igbo ọzọ eme nte eme imo. Nwa bụ ugwu nwanne ka a n'ike ijim na ụmụchi ugwu eze n'ọnụ ọgbanike. Ọmụ na-akpọ gị tata bụ ụbọchị nkwọ ka m na-arịọ gị n'isi ụmụ Igbo niile, n'isi onye ndu anyị bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, n'isi ụmụ Biafra, n'isi IPOB, n'isi m onwe m, n'isi ezinụlọ m, n'isi ụmụ m, n'isi ndị nke m, n'isi agbata obi m. Ana m arịọ gị Chukwu okike abịa eme ụkpaka na-agba n'udo mmiri aja n'Igbo niile, mmụọ kere ihe niile mụ na onwere ihe kere ya, mmụọ ji ikuku eje, mmụọ ji mmiri eje, anyị kenekwe m gị. Asị m gị dododo na taa ga-abụ ụbọchị ọṅụ, na taa ga-abụ ụbọchị udo, na taa ga-abụ ụbọchị ọganilu. Amadioha, mmụọ ndị Igbo ji eje ọgụ, mmụọ ji tọnda eje, mmụọ ji agbarakata eje. Ana m akpọ gị oku taa bụ ụbọchị nkwọ wee sị gị bịa kwụrụ ihe ọjọọ niile wee gawa, kwọkọrọ ihe ọjọọ niile wee pụọ, kwọpụrụ anyị ọnwụ, kwọpụrụ anyị ụchụ, kwọpụrụ anyị ụbịam, kwọpụrụ anyị ihe isi ike, kwọpụrụ anyị mmegide na mkpagbu ọ na-akpagbu anyị n'ala Igbo, ma kwọtara anyị nwere onwe, kwọtara anyị nwere onwe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Na ọ bụ ihe anyị na-arịọ gị Eze Chukwu okike abịa eme aja n'Igbo niile, mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie, mmụọ na-afụ na ifafụ na nzuzo, mmụọ ndị nze na ndị ọzọ. Ọ bụ nwa Eze Chukwu bụ ụzọ mba na-akpọ unu. Ana m arịọ unu na taa ga-abụrụ anyị ụbọchị ọma. Idodo ikwu na-eme akpọkụkwa emu gị o. Eze nwaanyị Idodo asị gị binye. Eze nwaanyị nwanyị ebe asị gị binye. Eze nwaanyị ọgba asị gị binye. Ani ọnụ ọgba asị gị binye. Ugwu ọnụ ọgba asị gị binye. Ngwu nge n'ụzọ oke ngwu bi na-agụ ekene emu gị asị gị binye. Isi ọgba ọnụ ọgba ekenekwa emu gị asị gị binye. Ani ncheta nche ekene emu gị asị gị binye. Ekwuru na omeme na asị gị binye. Oke mmụọ na-ejere Igbo ozi asị gị binye. Eze nwaanyị Anikewa ọwụwa asị gị binye. Eze nwaanyị Idodo ikwu na m binye kene. Eze nwaanyị Ebenyi binye. Eze nwaanyị Amambara asị gị binye. Eze nwaanyị Osimiri Njaba asị gị binye. Eze Kona oke mmụọ Ebonyi ji eje ọga asị gị binye. Mmụọ kama na ọzụzụ asị gị binye. Amadioha binkene. Mmụọ Gadi binye. Mmụọ Eli binye. Olimile agbarụ asị gị binye. Unu binyikenenu. Binyenu taa bụ nkwọ. Binyenu taa bụ nkwọ. Oke mmiri Eli agba na abụ asị gị binye. Bụ ebe ndị Igbo niile si bịa asị gị binye. Mmụọ na-emere Igbo ife asị gị binye. Mmụọ ndị Igbo na-emere ife asị gị binye. Ọfọ ndị Igbo niile ji eji ọgụ, igirigi ọgụ mmụọ asị gị binye. Ọfọ natarachi asị gị binye. Na nwoke si na ya ji ọfọ, nwaanyị si na ya ji ọfọ, mana ọfọ maara onye ji ya. Nwoke si na aka ya dị ọcha, nwaanyị si na aka ya dị ọcha. Chukwu okike abịa eme ị maara onye aka ya dị ọcha n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu. Ị maara onye obi ya dị ọcha. Asị m unu binye. Binyenu ga-anapụtara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Binyenu ga-anapụtara anyị ụmụ Igbo nọ n'ime ụlọ mkpọrọ na-ata afụfụ. Binyenu ga-anapụtara anyị ụmụ IPOB na-ata afụfụ. Binyenu ga-anapụtara anyị ụmụ Igbo ndị nọ na mba niile dị iche iche, ndị nọ n'ime ụlọ mkpọrọ, ndị ọ kpọchiri n'ike, ndị ọ na-akpagbu n'ụzọ niile pụrụ iche iche. Ha nọrọ na-akwa akwa alịlị, enweghị onye inye aka, enwere onye enyemaka. Biko binye n'isi ha, binye n'isi ha. Ga-akwapụta ha n'ime ọnọdụ a, ga-akwapụta ha n'ime ọnọdụ a na ha ga-abịa kene gị. Kwapụta ha n'ime ọnọdụ a na ha ga-abịa kene gị. Asị m na o nwere ụmụnne anyị ndị nọ n'ụlọ ọgwụ taa, ndị na-enweghị onye inye aka. ndị na-enweghị onye enyemaka, ndị ụwa na-atụ n'ọnụ, ndị nọ na-akwa akwa alịlị, ndị na-arịa ọbara, ndị na-aya ntị, ndị na-aya obi, ndị na-aya liva, ndị na-aya ihe niile. Chukwu okike abịa ma binye ike n'isi ha, ga-anapụtara anyị ụmụ Igbo, tinyere anyị udo n'ala Igbo, tinyere anyị nwere onwe n'ala Igbo. Ọ bụrụ na hospital, ezigbo hospital dị n'ala Igbo ọbụla na-arụ, ezigbo ụlọ ọgwụ bata n'ala Igbo ọbụla arụ, bịa tinye udo, tinye nwere onwe n'ala Igbo ka ụmụ Igbo nwere onwe ha. Amadioha, binyenu n'iwe. Mmụọ niile ji ikuku eje, binyenu n'iwe. Mmụọ niile ji mmiri eje, binyenu n'iwe. Asị m biko, binyenu napụtara anyị Nnamdi Kanu na-eke, napụta ya n'olie, napụta ya n'afọ, napụta ya na nkwọ. Ka ọnụ kwuru njọ n'isi Nnamdi Kanu tụgharịa kwuo mma. Ka ọnụ kwuru njọ n'isi ụmụ Biafra tụgharịa kwuo mma. Ka ọnụ kwuru njọ n'isi ụmụ IPOB tụgharịa kwuo mma. Arịọ m gị Chukwu okike abịa eme na taa bụ ụbọchị nkwọ, ga-abụ ụbọchị ọṅụ wee nye ụmụ Biafra. Ọ ga-abụ nnwere onwe wee nye Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Asị m na ndị niile sị na Nnamdi Kanu ama mpụta, asị m na ndị a Chukwu okike abịa ama bụ ndị ị ga-ata afụfụ, bụ ndị ị ga-ete unyi n'ilu, ihere ga-abụ nke ha. Asị m na ọnụ niile kwuru njọ n'isi Nnamdi Kanu ga-atụgharịkwuo mma. Chukwu okike abịa eme ebunye m ọfọ ndị Igbo niile bụ ọkụ igunye m n'aka, wee sị m na ya bụ ọkụ agaghị ele m, maka na onye nwetara nke kwụnwunye nwata n'aka ga-enye ya mmiri ọ ga-ejikwa aka. A sị na-ebunye m ọfọ taa n'isi Nnamdi Kanu, na taa bụ ụbọchị nkwọ. Ka m na-arịọ gị, bịa kwọrọ ihe ọjọọ niile gbachiri anyị ụzọ kwọziga, ma kwọnatara anyị udo, kwọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu, kwọnatara anyị Biafra, kwọnatara anyị ụmụ IPOB, kwọnatara anyị ndị nọ n'ụlọ ọgwụ ka ha nwere onwe ha, kwọnatara anyị ndụ, kwanye anyị ndụ, kwanye anyị ọganihu, kwanye anyị nwere onwe, kwanye anyị ka anyị jikọta mamịrị ọnụ dịka ụkwụ azịza, ka anyị nọdụ dịka obi nwanne.
Ise. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of faith. This is Radio Biafra, coming to you through Radio Biafra. My name is Mazi from Olu province of Biafra land, and we are here live and direct. Today is the 16th day of September 2023. I hereby welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even welcome your enemies onto this hallowed platform where we preach the gospel of liberation, the gospel of freedom, both physical and mental freedom. That is what we preach on this hallowed platform. Today is Saturday, a day dedicated to discussion or religious discussions. It's religious discussion. I call it discussions. You understand? Because it goes two ways. We can learn from each other. That is why I used to invite all and sundry, both pro and opposing. If you have or you disagree on any point that I made here, please feel free to call when the lines are open. In my programs, I love people to call so that we interact, debate, but in a civilized manner. That is my only condition. Not calling to one, because when you warn somebody, which means you have authority, your authority is supreme. That is one thing I hate. But when you disagree on some points, you say it. You can see yesterday Mazi Ben, which I always love his interaction. He respectfully disagree on some certain points, which we try to iron, try to debate, and it doesn't mean that we are fighting. I don't know why people shouldn't call to oppose, stand your point, instead of complaining at the background or writing rubbish and running away. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. This is our gathering point, where you can call. No person is harassing you. As also you shouldn't harass nobody. What we are doing here is having a school of thought, a gathering point whereby we discuss discussion. This is one of the most important thing, if not the most important thing in this restoration effort. I am telling you, because before you act in a normal way, you must change the way you reason to be positive. You must accommodate discussions. You must accommodate opposing, opposition. That is opposing debates. Here, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established, let superior argument rule. We bow to superior argument. That is it. That is what the Europeans did. That ended up them having a highly civilized continent. I am telling you, they gather themselves, they discuss. And let me tell you, in Buddhist monks today, in many Buddhist monks, do you know what they engage? They engage in discussions, debates on anything. They challenge anything. They don't stay idle. Just watch the documentary. Google, can I say Google? Seek for documentaries and study about them. Buddhist monks. You see them with their red clothes, but they are highly civilized. I am telling you, because they engage in debate. They challenge everything with reason. They subject everything with reason. They challenge everything with questions. Everything. There is no-go area. That is what we should learn. Because if we Biafrans, mostly Igbo Biafrans, if we can be able to engage ourselves in discussions, dialogue, debates, this pride will go down in our land, in our life. I am telling you honestly, because I say I've been observing it right from time. You see where 2 or 3 Igbo people gather. When it comes to ordinary discussion, debate, before you know, people don't know how to discuss. Our people, we don't know how to debate or discuss, make interaction. No, our interaction is, now, do you know who I am? How much you have? Are you feeding me? If our destiny we bring disrespect, I quit here. Always running away, not facing the reality. And that is why today I am going to talk on the topic that says facing reality. If you understand, that is why Igbo meetings, Igbo groups, they are always fractionalized. Do you know the reason? People don't know how to discuss. Before one thing, if somebody has opposing argument, the other person will feel that, now you want to ride on me. Do you have money? They now push it into money. Do you have money more than me? Are you feeding me? And that is very primitive way of thinking. You are talking to me like this because you think that you have money more than me. Something that never relates. They now push it in another way round so that a fight will start. Before you know, everybody will go with annoyance. Or this one will carry another person. They now form cabals to live that is the way Igbo people always behave. Here on Radio Biafra, we encourage discussion, civilized discussions. You can disagree with me. It doesn't matter. In a civilized manner, I respectfully disagree on this point. Okay, give your points. Over to you. You make your points. Now and entertain questions. Or also allow me to make my points. And it's not about insult. No, let us be in 21st century, please. You know, our people, we believe that everything is about money, about your social status, because we are a people that have been traumatized. You understand? So we believe that, oh, anything you are doing, you have to bring out yourself. Just money is money. Anything about our people is money, 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 money. That is why our people are always the fall victims. Before you know, it's money. Igbo man, oh, bring money. Otinya kanagba. Now ask him now how much. Something that even is his right, but he don't know his right. What counts for him is money. Nah, I beg, no waste time. You don't. This world, we have to change our mentality. We should engage, be civilized enough to be able to engage ourselves in discussions. Civilize the discussions. You know, you oppose me, I oppose you, we discuss to learn. It's not about fighting. Let us remove this fighting. Or Ekonku. Now you they give me food. Now how much you have? Everything we push it on how much you have. You know, money or your social status. Please, let us allow intelligence to rule in our lives. Intelligence, I say. You know, our brother Kema, he says, rightfully so, that God is intelligence. Intelligence is God. And that is true. Because intelligence creates. You know, I cannot see the reason why normally we cannot engage in dialogue. We cannot be able to engage ourselves in meaningful discussions. That is why we instead we look ourselves on your social status, how much you have, which type of mansion you have. You'll be able to talk like this. You know, by all these assertions, we relegate intelligence to the background. Now we start looking on, you know, something that is unimportant. I am telling you, to the situation, something that is unimportant, because a fool also can make money. A fool can make money. That is why you come in our villages today, in our communities today, they are overrun by fools. Everybody now believes in, once you boutique bata, you know, no person cares about whether you are the most horrible, stupid person. You command respect because people follow you because of your money. This character should be changed. That is what we preach here. Therefore, once again, I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra House of Service, coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra Land. We are here live and direct today, being Saturday, the 16th day of September. Our leader is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is still in the enemy dungeon, albeit being released by the Nigeria Appeal Court on the 13th day of October 2022. But up till today, the Nigerian government have refused to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Nigerian government has refused to obey the court order of discharge and acquitted because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed no crime. Instead, Britain connived with Nigeria in order to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. They committed the international crime. International crime. Something Britain prevented in their land in 1982 or 83, when Buhari was the head of state. He tried to kidnap a criminal in the name of Omar Odiko from England because he looted the Nigerian fund money. Nigerian fund, billions of dollars. and banked it, take it to UK. When Buhari took over that time, he has to pursue Omar Diko to kidnap him, because he knows that if he tries to extradite Omar Diko, he has the money. You know that Britain protects the criminal as long as that criminal brings money to them. Buy mansion, spending the money, keep the money in their land. They don't care. They subvert this their so-called human right, rule of law. What Britain cares about is their interest, total. They don't care. When the then head of state, Buhari, tried to hire the Mossad agents and other Nigerian agents in order to they kidnapped Omar Diko, but at the airport, he was controlled, the aircraft was controlled, he was put inside a crate and declared the diplomatic luggage. You understand? But the M16, they had a tip-off. They said no. They have to open the crates in the aircraft before the departure of the Nigerian Airways. And lo and behold, they saw Omar Diko was there. And what they did, the heads fell. They arrested all the agents and sent some ranging 8 years to 3 years imprisonment. You understand? Note that, remember that Omar Diko never had the British nationality. Just a criminal that brought money to Britain, and that is it. And Britain protected him. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British passport holder. He's a British national, traveling with the British passport. Not that he was traveling with my Nigerian passport, no. Traveling with British passport. From Kenya, the British M16, they spearheaded everything and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down to Nigeria. And up to date, they kept quiet because they are the facilitators. Direct. They believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, on his quest for self-determination, he wants to spoil markets. They are where they are stealing dry. Where they, you know, on the social media, everybody is focusing on the so-called Francophone Africa that France is hitting. You know, France, they came openly, even with the agreement, the pact, to their countries that you feel that you are physically independent, but you are not. Oh, we hold everything about you. You know, everybody is focusing on the so-called Francophone, but the so-called Anglophone, like Nigeria, they are in perpetual bondage. The crude oil, the whole minerals, crude oil in Nigeria, in Biafra land, it is being drilled, mined by multinational companies. Nigerian governments don't care. They don't have, no meter at the point of drilling, at the point of putting the oil in barrels, loading, at the point of loading. There is no meter counting how many barrels of oil that they are loading from Nigeria. No meter. And also they build other secret oil rigs which have been made public on social media, where they steal oil every blessed day from tankers. They bring in tankers and steal oil in the high sea and go their way. You understand? Every blessed day. Few were uncovered. When all those things were uncovered, just they gave it out just to legitimize Tompolo, people that were against Tompolo's contract, that he's doing a nice job. This is intelligent work. They just revealed one or two, but they say there are more than almost thousands like this points where they are looting every day since 1945 or 48. Oil was discovered in Biafra land till today. They are looting. So people are not talking about it. No meter. So that if they load them, they can load the 7,000 barrels per day, And they will declare that it is 1,500 barrels. That is abado. That the youths are restless. So now EU said they will invest 5.6 million euro to at least quench the restless youths, because the youths in that area, they are restless, very insultive. You understand? We are not, people are not talking about this. Billions of dollars being removed, hundreds of millions every day from our land. And this gas they are laying the pipe. Who know? Look at the Inokwa, where this gas come from. Mostly no electricity, no good. Somebody called, they say he went there the other time. Nothing there. And we are, they are looting all these things every blessed day. Come on, we need to act in this generation. If we are to answer equal human beings, real human beings, we need to act in order to put a stop in all this. That is why Radio Biafra is revealing, making revelations of all these things. The heinous crimes by the West, they are the reason why Africa is still in a mess, because they have accomplices in the form of African presidents and heads of states, democratically elected. I unquote, democratically elected. As America is applauding Tinubu today. No, he is now a saint. He is now a saint. But they know that Tinubu is a crook. According to Galloway. They did. They know his record. That is simply a crook, a drug pusher. But today he's a saint, and they are highly in charge. They lie to everyone. Oh, he's democratically elected. This democracy, we have to question this European version of democracy imposed in Africa. Therefore, without taking much time, I will go into some news headline. Just very little. There is one news that caught my sight, or caught my attention. You understand? He says, harvest your crops quickly to allow herdsmen free grazing, prevent clashes. Nigeria police tell Bauchi farmers. Do you see? Are you seeing? Like what I said yesterday. The Buhari's tenor will be child's play. They will use Fulani will use Tinubu in order to get to solidify every gain they have made. They will use Tinubu, and the people will not cry as much as they were crying during the time of Buhari and his impostors. People will not cry. People will not talk. Many will call, oh, he's a Southerner, he's a Yoruba man. Yoruba people, many of them will just, they keep quiet. The Nigerian Police Force, Bauchi State Command, has asked farmers in the state to harvest their farm produce now in order to allow herders to graze freely and avoid the farmers-herders clash. Do you see a country where you are in? The Nigerian official police, country's official police, telling farmers, so if I want to I don't want to harvest my farm now, I want to leave it, it's my thing. It's me that planted my crops. Maybe I want to leave it to some time to mature more and more. It's my thing. I can decide not to harvest now. I can decide to keep it till December. Now they're forcing you. Do you see the polite intimidation? A polite way of forcing people. These are the indigenous Bauchi people. But the worst part of it is that when they hear Igbo men, they say, "Hey, Nyamiri, these people that are suffering the Fulani menace, they will still, side with Fulani in order to kill the Igbos." That is a pathetic form of it. That is why the indigenous people are easily conquered. Do you understand me? Just make your researches. Indigenous people are easily conquered because of the feud they have with each other. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Because of the animosity they hold with each other. So foreigners come and take advantage. You know, the Europeans, let me tell you, this is natural law for your information. The indigenous people that are left in this world, according to statistics, they are not more than 500 million in this planet Earth. Indigenous people that still retain, that is still indigenous in their land, they are not 500 million. Now you ask yourself why? Because the indigenous people, they are acrimonious. They, you know, they eat the flesh of themselves. In that their little enclave, this tribe is against the other tribe. This other tribe is against this clan, is against this clan. And what is the problem? Maybe small land, maybe little problems. Do you know what helped the Europeans? Let me tell you. What helped the Europeans? They were able to travel. They were able to get out of their land. You know, when let me tell you this. It's a historical fact. When the Moors conquered Iberian Peninsula, the Moors, you say they are blacks. Before there was nothing like categorization of. I will talk about it in the body of my discussion today, or my submission. There was nothing like a black, white, all this racial profiling or categorization until 16th century. You understand? So, at the 8th century, the Moors conquered Iberian Peninsula. Do you know why they conquered them also? Why they were able to conquer the Iberian Peninsula? There is a tribe, Germanic tribe that time, they called the Witizens. They invited they hate the king imposed on them, their king. So in order to get rid of their king, it's still this tribal problem, tribal issues. They have to seek the help of the Mohammedans. You understand? They say, please come to help us. Now they check the reigning emir or emirate, right? They call them the Rashiduns that time. The reigning one that time, the Rashiduns, he say it's very far from Middle East to enter Europe. So now what he did, he sent message to the Moors, because they were still under even the control of the Rashiduns. That is the emirate that was controlled after Prophet Muhammad. You understand? So they sent message to these people, say, Europe is near, is at your doorstep. So you better go and help these Witizens to, conquer their king and remove him. Now take booties of war, no problem. Because you know that they are warriors. Those black people, Africans, they are warriors. So what they did, they planned, they crossed the Strait of Gibraltar, direct, and entered war. Immediately, they took over the Iberian Peninsula and named it the Emirate of Cordoba in 8th century. Now, they were in charge. They colonized Europe. They colonized Europe for more than 800 years, from 8th century to 15th century, or 800 years, 8 centuries. This is a historical fact. Now, during the 15th century, it was the time the Europeans realized themselves, gathered strength, muster strength, and fought back and took over their land that has been ceded to the Moors. for 800 years. And you know one thing? That is why I also admire the Europeans. Once they took back their land, they removed anything. They made sure to erase anything that signified that they were conquered. Any building, the civilization, the African Arabic civilization, that, do you know, just like for example, as we have started rising up against a foreign religion, now maybe the time will come, these foreign religions will be erased in our land. Any type of colonization be erased in our land, complete, and we will come back to our values. It's just what the Europeans did in the 15th century. They pulled down any symptom of Arabic or African civilization in their land, and they learned many things from Africans, from the Moors. Africa civilized them. For your information, Africa taught them many things, because Africa built schools that time. Now they capitalize. Now they use, do you know what they did? They pulled down that memory or symptoms of African civilization. Now use what they learned, now modify it to European tastes, and made it original to Europeans, and now capitalize that from there. Do you see how wise people perform? They indigenize the whole things they learned from the Arabs. Because you cannot tell me, for people that colonize you for 800 years plus, you know, the language, the culture, everything is imposed on you, but they shed everything. Now what they did, that audacity now propelled the Europeans to start moving out, to start going out to explore outside their territory, outside their continent. If you understand me? And that is why, that was the reason why fighting, their ethnic tribal clashes in their land, it ceased. Instead, they started clashing among themselves in overseas. Do you understand? All those hefty men, they are criminals. They are, you know, people that are making troublemakers, prisoners in Europe. They now send them abroad. Say, instead of you making noise here, no need. There are places you can expend your energy. And they started sending them abroad to the colonies in order to use them. That is why they committed, that the Europeans committed atrocities all over the world, because the people they sent are their criminals. They are hardcore criminals that many of them even were waiting for Gullet to be beheaded. Some of them, you know, the European, they shedded them, they shifted them abroad, and now they had the backings of their kings and queens. Say, commit, as long as it's against the indigenous people, commit to clear them. They committed the crimes in Africa, in America, in Australia, in every part of the world, in Asia. Because these people they sent mostly were criminals, and they paved the way for colonization. You know, look at what is happening. I want to come somewhere. Look at what is happening in our land. It's very sad thing. When you look at social media, you see our people that are engaged in criminality. Look at the hefty boys that are being caught on criminality. Many of them are being killed. Imagine that all these thousands of youths were exported abroad to fight. You know, their death doesn't, no person will even cry for them. So they know that they are criminals. They will commit a crime abroad in order to conquer the land. I'm just giving you the synopsis, the example of what happened to the Europeans. But in our own land, look at, they are committing crimes against our people. That is why things are bad, security-wise, everything. Because they expend this their negative energy still in our land. But the wisest thing the Europeans did at that time was to send their criminals abroad. They said, no, we have the whole world for you to go and conquer. Kill people, rapists. They said that is why the people that, these white people that mostly that colonized, that were used by the Queen of England, Britain, France, or Spanish, in order to colonize Africa, America, and all, they are hardened criminals. They were hardened criminals. People, they were hardened criminals, pedophiles, rapists, every kind of bad people. And these are the people you named our cities, roads, infrastructures to them. You know, do you understand? You named our streets to them. One Louis is a French military officer in Africa at that time. He became a military officer, a criminal, a hardened criminal. They landed him in Senegal at that time, in a place which they named after him till date. So they call it, in that city they call it Saint Louis. Till today, it's a city. It's a big city. They call it Saint Louis. But if you study the history of that man, they say he killed from Senegal going to west, going to Sudan, Madagascar. He cleared the villages. Anywhere he go, corpses are hanged on tree. He leave corpses everywhere. Both children, men. He raped children to death. He raped to the extent even some military officers with him, they were astonished because he was a hardened criminal. But the same man that they named a city in Africa, in Senegal, on him till today, Saint Louis. Google it, you will see it. But what of Port Harcourt? What of in our land, Wedra Road? And I ask, why didn't they give all these names in the north? It's for you to decipher, to answer it. Make your researches to try to know the answer. It's only in the south, mostly in Biafra land, that all these people that committed horrible crimes. Do you understand? You know, the energy, all this, instead of these people to destroy internally, now the exploration of Europeans abroad made the crime to decrease, made the wars to cease automatically in Europe. Are you hearing me? Now, in the police force in Nigeria, in Bauchi, is telling farmers that have your farm or your land or everything, your ancestral land, say for you to harvest quick, whether or karaka or kadaka, whether your thing is ripe or not, your yam or your beans or your millet, whether it's ripe or not, go and harvest it now, because cattle, they are coming. Don't come and call us. Go and harvest it now, whether ripe or no ripe. Otherwise, anything that they see there becomes cattle food. So don't call us. Do you see a country we are in? Do you see a country we are in? A concussion, a contraption that we are in. Fulani has taken over. As I said, the worst thing, the most pathetic thing is this. This Bauchi indigenous population, just go and talk to them. They'll tell you, say, you on Yamini? Tell them that, look, Fulani is your problem. Why can't we organize ourselves and fight back? No, you're on Yamini. Do you know that many of them are Christians? Do you know that? The indigenous farmers, many of them are Christians in the north. What happened, the reason why India is progressing today. They reorganized the India. If you understand me, when the Europeans colonized India, when Britain colonized India, not only Britain, Spain have their own sort of India. They call Lusophone India. France have their own sort of. Do you know that? France have their own sort of India. They call Francophone India. You know, you don't study history, that's why. Now, they formed a very giant zoo called India, Asia Zoo. You understand? But before independence, during the Gandhi independence agitation, they asked themselves questions. They say, look, very vital question. And do you know the person that brought out this question? He's a Muslim. He's a Muslim in the present day Pakistani. Do you understand? Whether something Nehru. He's a Muslim. He said, this India, we want to, you know, why I admire these people. They are bold. Do you understand? They are bold. Just like Ahmad Bello. He's bold to tell the colonizers the reality. No, this place you are calling us to come and be part of it. We don't know these people. We are not going to be part of it. They tell them bold. But the people that accepted their religion, accepted their mode of life, hey, are you talking to Oga like this? Hey, Oga, forgive him. You know, he didn't mean to say that. He meant to say that, you know, it's not now, but don't worry, we will get over it. And the Europeans are monitoring. That's why Muslims have respect, for your information, from the Europeans till today. They are bold. The person that raised the issue of India is a Muslim. He's a Muslim. He said, this India you want to, are fighting for independence. Oga Mahatma Gandhi, you did right, so no problem. But we must first of all define who is an Indian. Who is an Indian? I'm a Muslim and you are a Hindu. How can we live together in a free India? That question ricocheted to the population and it became a national discourse. And that is the reason why in 1947 they emerged, they had independence as two countries, and India did groundwork first. It didn't come at no cost too, because you know, as I say, our people, we are highly sentimental, describing, oh, you know, people died, oh, they will kill us, you know, hey, if you see blood, without blood there will be no redemption. Without revolution goes with blood. That is the reality. You understand me? That is truth. So, India, what they did, they say, okay, if Mahatma Gandhi tried to play down on the question of who is an Indian, for your information, you know, Mahatma Gandhi is a good man, he is a brave person, but did you know that they killed him? Oh, do you know that they killed him in 1948? How he died 1 year after. The father of independence, they killed him. You know, like what I was saying, I know Mazi Ben is listening to me. You know, we are highly sentimental. Oh, this man, he will build if it is on our land. If Mahatma Gandhi had been, for example, our Zikiwe. Hey, people, do you know how this man, we don't even know, you know, we are highly, foolishly, stupidly sentimental on issues. We don't look at issues as it's supposed to be. Instead, we are stupidly attached sentimentally to somebody as if he's more important than every person, the whole globality of the people. All we will be talking about is, do you see, what he built? Oh, he will make us good. But oh boy, Oga, he is keeping us, trying to channel us the wrong way. It doesn't matter that he wants to build us as a paradise. No, in future everything will backfire. That is what they did. They saw in Mahatma Gandhi. You know who killed him? He's a Hindu radical. Because Mahatma Gandhi didn't want India to break into pieces. He said, no, you see what I have fought for. Oh, why should everybody, oh, no, I want all to be one. Oh, one India, crying one India. He was not even interested in being the prime minister. He was moving, because you know what happened? Prior to independence, let me tell you, India, as I said, India reorganized themselves. Many people, many Hindus in Muslim populated area. They saw that they are not safe there. You understand? Now they left their land. Let me tell you, collective interest is more important than your own private interest. I don't know why I'm going in details. I don't know. Let me tell you, this is not what I prepared, but I must bring out the point I want to. Now, India, the people, just what brought about this in the Bauchi farmers. Many of them are Christians. Many are not Muslims. Maybe they are traditional, worshippers. But they are being slaughtered by the Fulani. And no person talks for them. This is, India did this. They reorganized India. The Muslims in the mostly Hindu side, they left their fatherland, their ancestral land, and run. Now they joined their brothers in the other side. They accommodated them. Do you understand? Vice versa, the Hindus also in the side of Muslims, they ran. They left their. It's not that they migrated. The people, indigenous people that were there, they ran. They say as of that time, they had, according to statistics, more than the movement internal refugees of more than 20 million people. Do you know what it means? And more than 2 million died. Because this thing doesn't go with laughter or joke. It was a pseudo war in India prior to independence. They reshuffled themselves. People, for example, the indigenous Hausa people that are non-Muslims, they ran down to Biafra land. I am giving you example of what happened in India. Now the Muslims that are in our land, in Biafra land, they don't feel safe. They have to pack from their father's land, left their father's house, and went to the north. Now everything is shuffled itself. India itself, they broke the border. Say no, this is Francophone India. No, we are one people. They break that border. It was a mess prior to 1947 independence. It was the highest Asian mess. I say you don't research, you don't study history. That is why. You don't study history. It was a complete mess. There is something some people, either ignorant or mischievous people used to say. You people are saying, going back to our roots, and look at what they are doing now. Is that how it is going to be? Now, wow, it is instead of it, let us stay. Look at how they are using, in the name of going back to our roots, look at how they are killing people, scamming people. It's worse now. That is the talk of some of our people always. Our people, black people, they know how to give bad example. Remember, when we are fighting, when Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu started this agitation, remember the word in that time. You people will kill on ourselves. Remember South Sudan. They always give example with bad example to make you fear, so that you remain slave, continue where you are. But wise people confront the reality. They said, no, it doesn't matter. Yes, that's why I used to answer. I said, look, going back to our root, people misunderstand it because it needs more profound teachings and understanding. Many people are doing it as they want because that is the way they know. They go and enter Okite, start scamming people, start doing ritual, what they learn in different churches, because it's a miracle. You understand? Now, because of that, you say, no, let us leave it. Let us continue remaining as slaves. Look at your small sense now. What is the difference between our detractors? When they tell us, they call for Biafra, is a call of war. Call for war. Look at, don't go that side, or it's South Sudan, or look at South Sudan. They will not tell you the success story of even Eritrea. They will not tell you the success story of Lithuania, of the Balkans, in former Soviet Union. They will not tell you all those. They will blind your mindset not to tell you all those stories. You see what happened in India is supposed to be exemplary. People, non-Fulani Muslims or non-Fulani or non-Muslims that are in the north being persecuted, killed, their villages wiped, and nobody speaks for them. It is high time they make upward statement. You know, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was on the ground, people visited him. I could remember. I say black people, they do something out of sentiment. I could remember Masob leaders. They sent delegates, the Masob delegation. Oh, that from today we give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu become the leader of everybody. Oh, yeah. That video, when you watch that, I was laughing. I said, Ndibayi with the sentiment. Ndibayi with the sentiment. They don't do something with the right on. He don't know that he think he's a human being talking. A man no sentiment. That thing you are talking, Mazi Jonathan, right on. A man no just no maybe na ngro be na here and could now toya. Oh Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I'm in your front, I'm in your back. A man no just adrenaline talking. Not him. He's not talking with his brain, because tomorrow he will change. He will change. That is you see, even northern delegation, indigenous northern people, some of them came. Christians came to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, say, hey, we are going to come. If Biafra come, we are coming down. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, we are going to welcome you. That is how India did. They reshuffle. If you are sick, you say fly to India. You don't know what it took them, what happened. You don't want to know, and that is what we tell you here on Radio Biafra. You don't know. All you want is already made. Mahatma Gandhi that was clamoring for one India. Oh no, we should not break. We should not break. He was going in Pakistan preaching, telling, do you see how we suffer together? Me, I'm not going. I'm the father of the country. I'm not going to live. One day, one radical Hindu from his brother just killed him. Said, this man, thank you very much for sacrificing for our independence, but your job is done. Do you see how they reason? They don't reason like black people that it's only, even if that person is leading them into hell, they say, okay, with the sentiment they follow him, they defend him. Remember, is him the father of our independence? So is him. Just anything he says is good. A time comes. A time comes. People need to take their destiny in their hands. Remember Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill led the British people in the time of war, Second World War. Do you know that? He was a very brave soldier. He was a man of war. He strategized everything. But immediately after the war, they had a presidential election. I mean a prime ministerial election. Their election now. Winston Churchill was bragging, campaigning with his war prowess. You know how I fought, this and that. The wise population, they told him, Olga, you have tried during the time of war, but we're in a time of peace. And you cannot do the job for peacetime. So they voted for, is it Atle? Another person. That thing almost broke the heart of Winston Churchill. He said, what? He failed the election after successfully leading Britain to pass to defeat Hitler. If it is in our land, that sentiment will be there. Hey, who will come out to even challenge Winston Churchill? Do you see wise population? This is the reason why Radio Biafra is there, to teach all these things so that we become independent thinkers. We reason, not sentimental thinkers. No, we reason. Somebody can be a man of war, but not a man of peace. English people, they say, Oga Winston Churchill, we thank you, but you cannot lead during peacetime. We know your capacity. If we are still in the war, no person can challenge you. We will vote you in because you're a man of war, but you are not a man of peace. And they voted Atle, and he became the prime minister. To the aghastment, the shock, Winston Churchill received the shock of his life. I am telling you honestly. So Mahatma Gandhi, who fought to sacrifice for India independence, but he want to one India with Pakistan, with the whole Ngungu na Ngungu. Let there be one zoo, because it's what he fought for. The same way Azikiwe did, but one person sacrificed and killed him, and shot Mahatma Gandhi. Say thank you, sir. You have done it, but you shouldn't be an obstruction again to our collective decision and interest. You have done it. You are not Mr. Know You All, okay? And they eliminated him 1 year after, and that one is gone. And I know that later they are thankful to the killer of that man. I know secretly they are thankful of Mahatma Gandhi's killer. Otherwise, he would have brought them backwards. Using sentiment, one India, Pakistan, why will you be two countries? Oh, no, we are one. That is why when, like our brother defend Azikiwe, I am surprised. It's out of sentiment. They will be pointing out to something good he did. Oh, he built this, he would have been this, but we are facing reality. The reality is that we are not compatible with the people we are in. He should know that. He only wants one big something entity where he can express himself. Let him project and say, lo and behold, my people, what I'm seeing, we are incompatible with these people. It is a sound political analysis. And let's see what the people will say. Mahatma Gandhi tried to play that sentimental godfather, India godfather role. One radical, they shot him to death immediately and he died. You know this, I love them. One person will just sacrifice himself. They are not like Africans. They are not like Africans that love life, even misery. In misery, they love to live. In the streets of Aba, everybody will be shouting, praise God. What do we go do? We have another home in heaven. So let us continue in this poto. No problem. They are not like that. They have red line. If you cross it, one person will sacrifice himself and kill you and kill himself and say to hell with it. Why will people that have taste? Do you know what it means? People that have taste say, look, instead of us suffering like this in this world, let us die. These are people that progresses. Until we have this type of mindset, somebody will always call, these politicians are our problem. Let us kill them. Let us do them like this. Now you ask, do you make any secret plan? No, we don't have. We want DOS to give order now to come and give us private, jet fighter, so that we can use it on missile, intercontinental missile. Now that time you will see me. You don't know that people make individual plans in order to do what is in their mind. You don't know that. You don't know that. If Nami, let us do away. If we never do away with these people, and can't you do something in your small plan? I beg. Sometimes when I look at black man, both me, I start laughing. I say, I'm telling you, the journey is very far in our head. The journey is very far. Even if somebody wants to sacrifice and do something, hey, when you remember, I beg, now make I go die for them. Now, they continue suffering. Make I go die for. If I die now, they don't waiting. Nah. The journey is far, honestly. Let me continue direct to the subject matter, please. Let me continue direct to the subject matter. Maybe I will not even finish it, but let me continue because time is not at my favor, please. And interaction today is interaction. Facing the reality is a discussion, as I used to say. So that when I finish, do not hesitate to pick your phone and call and say, Mazi, this thing you say, please, I don't agree with you. This is my reason. This is our parliament. We iron it out in a civilized manner. That's the condition I used to put. Civilized manner. And everybody will be, it's not personal. You know, we are looking for superior arguments. That is it. It's what a standard that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. Superior argument. Not being under your bed and murmuring. You right. Mazi, you people, you anti-Christian. You don't worry. You think we leave Biafra for you. You know, take phone. We are not the fighting. Take phone and call. He na-ekpezi ekpere ụka eno na-echi na Mazi Jonathan mụta kajiri ụkwụ si Jesus ga-eme na you're a coward, complete coward. That's what you are. If you are not, take phone and call. Let us debate. We are brothers. We are heading to the same place. You understand? Nothing more. So today, what I am talking about, the topic of my submission is facing reality. That's about facing reality. That is the topic of my submission today. I know I will not finish it. I'm telling you honestly. The reality facing us today is that we are in a world being shaped to benefit some set of people against others. That is, I'm telling you the reality facing us. We should face it. You know, on Radio Biafra, we face reality. We don't massage words and start, preaching, giving fake hope as they give to you in churches. Tomorrow is church. Go, they pump you sedative, telling you that everything will be okay. This week is for you, okay? And you shout hallelujah, and you go back. The little one you have, you give it there with sentiment, and you go back to your house as miserable, as confused person as you are. Nothing changed. This year is your year. We face reality. If there is problem, we tell you, Radio Biafra, we black people, the way we reason is fundamentally flawed. We need to change our ways. Not massaging it. Oh, black is beautiful. Oh, we are going to, don't worry, everything will be fine. No, everything is not fine. I am telling you. So that we understand and do something. That is why we preach it as it is here. The reality facing us today is that we are in a world being shaped to benefit some set of people against others. Are you understanding it? That is the reality. Where devil is portrayed as black, while God is portrayed as white. Is it not the reality? If you are in the dream today and you saw a white person with the way they put it in picture or emotion pictures, the person you call Jesus Christ, his head is rounded up with something like sun or glory. You saw it exactly, it will appear to you in the dream. Hey, you say you don't know it's a program. It is algorithm, a program being put in you. But when you see your grandfather come to you, or anything that come to you in dark, hey, you say nah, is a program. I'm coming. Where devil is portrayed as black. Do you see it? There is human categorization, that is race. The questions we should ask ourselves are: is this present reality natural? The present reality we are facing, is it natural? If not, how did we end up in this present reality? These are questions that wise fellow should be asking either him or herself, or even asking aloud. Why are we in this mess? You know, I used to ask it. Why is it that right from beginning I say, but anywhere black people, they are the bottom layer of humanity. Why? No respect. Others disrespect us. Anywhere you go, the same thing. You know, you should be concerned as a black person. You should be concerned. If you are not concerned, which means you are insensitive to stimuli. And if you are not responding to stimuli, which means you are not wholly alive. This is the reason why Nigeria remains in a quagmire. Because the people are zombies. They are not responding to stimuli. You understand? The governor of Cross River yesterday, he came out to tell the people of Cross River, the whole Nigerians, that I'm going to use 5 billion naira to renovate my office to my taste, because that is what I want. In a republic. And everybody kept quiet. Zombies, people that are not responding to stimuli, they clap, some clap even. People talk. No person, no, concern me. Now, governor now, waiting I fit do. Let him do anything he wants now. It concern me. And the person talking like this, he's suffering in misery. Tomorrow he will go to church. They will immerse you more in stupidity, making you to believe that don't worry, don't mind the suffering you are going on this earth. In this world you'll be persecuted, you'll be killed, you'll be murdered, but you have eternal life after. And the person preaching this to you, kidnappers will carry him as the prelate of Anglican. They will kidnap him to kill him. Either you die, go to that heaven, or bring 100 million naira. He coughed out 100 million naira under 24 hours because he didn't want to die. All these things doesn't resonate in your brain. Why a preacher of heaven? Now we see shortcut to heaven, he don't want to go again. He said he starts suffering. The same people, he said it. Yeah, yesterday, 2022, the man that was kidnapped, the bishop, Anglican bishop that was kidnapped in Okigwe's side. He said it. He said the money, the people coughed it out. The members of the Anglican church, some kobo afo, 50 naira, 100. Under 24 hours, they put it. 100 million to save him, not to go to heaven. And he was happy alive. But he's the person that will be in church, exhorting you. Don't worry, don't think about this world. You see that they are hypocrites, for goodness sake. They are hypocrites. They are evil. I am telling you. They are massaging you. This beautiful world that we're supposed to do better, that we're supposed to build, they made you to ignore it, to embrace suffering. That is what was in the main thing that was in the letter of King Leopold to the missionaries in Africa. Make them to embrace suffering, to embrace poverty, and promise them heaven, another afterlife. Before you go to that heaven, you must die. And when you die, you wanna pay. You are dead. You no more. You are a cadaver. You're a corpse. It will go pay. No more. You don't have feeling again. Do you see? All the too complicated or sophisticated, I should say. I am telling you. To the extent, all the highly sophisticated, you must die. They keep on encouraging you so that you don't ask anything. You don't hold the government responsible. You keep on embracing suffering. You keep on, I have hope. Where I'm going. Where are you going, for goodness sake? Where are you going? Where is our ancestors that have been before the Christianity came here? Where are they? Where are you going? This planet Earth that is beautiful, where we found ourselves, we should build it. Those people, those governors, those politicians you are seeing in Nigeria that are, using your money. I read yesterday, the former tax minister, is it Naim or something like that? You know what he said? Let me see whether I can see the headline. Let me say. Okay. Former Revenue Service chairman, Nnamdi. He's former. Now he came out to open. He said the Nigeria rates brought in 8 trillion naira on internal revenue collection. Since only not up to 1 year. He confessed because he's out, he's going out. That's why do you see the money this is not oil. The money everybody is contributing, but they are using it to do anyhow. And they put you into thinking that you are going to somewhere better. You are stupid. You are simply stupid, please. If you believe all these things, they confuse you, made you not to even mind where you are. That they will cheat you, governors, politicians will loot your money. You don't care because you have a better place you are going. Is it not stupidity? Radio Biafra. That's why I charge more. I now guara. That is what we preach here. Common sense. When the preacher of heaven, a better place. Now he was kidnapped to be sent to heaven. He refused. He said, "I know the go." Instead, he started suffering people in order to pay, and they cost out 100 million naira under 24 hours. What if these people make all these clarion calls to build the factories in our land? Do you think Igbo land will be heaven? Igbo land, there will be no Okada rider. Everybody will be employed. If they really preach sense to people, so that we build this land we are in, this world we are in. But they keep on giving you fake hope. Don't worry, so that you continue embracing Aba Poto. You live inside a sheet and you are happy. Yes, you are going to Bible study. You are going to this. Don't worry, you clutch your Bible and you embrace poverty. Go and Google the letter of King Leopold. Letter of King Leopold to the Christian missionaries. What he instructed them to do to Africans. Please, let me regulate something. Few seconds, I will be right back.
Kaije, kunitenu kaije. Kaije, kunitenu kaije. Kaije, kunitenu kaije.
Hey ya,
Kaije,
hey ya,
kaije.
hey ya,
Kaije,
hey ya.
kaije.
Umu Biafra kunitenu,
Kaije, kunitenu kaije.
Umu Biafra kunitenu, Meri Azala. Umu Biafra kunitenu, Biafra kunitenu. Nja useme wanyalu,
Kunitenu kaije.
Oli amari abawanisi.
Kunitenu kaije.
Umu Biafra kunitenu, Biafra kunitenu.
Kaije.
Ejawala me kwampo.
Kunitenu.
And if I jump any zoo soldier, he go hear them.
Kunitenu.
Say you know, I get to bucket yo. Oh nah, you get to gun, I get to rocket yo. Oh nah nah.
Akiga somba bura rogo, Umu Biafra kaikwadono. We be the true blood of Israel, they be the bloody Philistines. So we go take them one by one, and then go run. We always stay in a zoo, and you go and marry. No negotiation, yo. Everybody let's stand attention, yo. No violence, no resolution, yo. To hell with amalgamation, yo. Fighting for our right, brother, it's not a crime, Biafra is our right, Make gonna give us a Biafra.
We are Biafrans, lovers of freedom. nation, no contemplation. Pull the trigger, shoot down the warplane. Shaker, give me the Tigers machine gun. Boom. No more Nigeria, no more Sioux soldier for my area.
Okereke, okereke, at the best fire way I be okereke. The lock up till I'm the carry, they feel like okereke. Anything I made, they go want stop us okereke. We no want negotiation, we want tabakeleke. Shekeleke, obikeleke. All we want is para usakeleke. No castigation, Biafra our nation. My people let us go.
Apagoji, I come back again. Original Biafra me I come. See me a blessed land me I want. A Babylon, them I wanna push on down. Almighty Jah, yeah, children them a cry. Plenty men every day them a die. A wicked nation, them I know they try. I get a gospel, me I know they lie.
Egala isoko ndi Igbo kaite. Ibibio Igwere bu mu Biafra. Anang ijobuku mu Chukwu Abịama. Efik Ogota come together.
Yeah, I got pay a nail one day, I walk and whining. You when they were men, maka the people are crying. Keajinume, Odu gonna move strong men should stand. Man, do not need kuje. Urobo Isoko, Egala, Yana, one day, Idoma. We ain't scared of war. I got Kopa Hanakoma, Loha, Hoha. We are coming for our rights, that's why we the fight.
As a real Biafra, Nepunya Mebe, Tabakala Shini, Repelabe, Adimba, Diligu, the Water, Diliku, Sana Masai, one Kechugu, boom, 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 Gonna Dazi, run, Kafana Bazi, time for peace no more. This is time for war.
And this when Gimo, Omo Biafra, make we the go, so they bazo, make we the go. Say Nigeria, make you la hill. Anya, no you lawyer, let's go. All your must get set, let's go.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. Today is the 16th day of September 2023. Tata bobochi Saturday obochi nkwo. Therefore, I continue welcoming each and every one of you. Please remember that we are talking. I'm talking about facing reality. That is the topic of my submission. I know that I'm not going to finish it, but we must continue. As I was saying, there is human categorization, that is race. The question we should ask ourselves is this present reality natural? If not, how did we end up in this present reality? We know we need to be talking about to ourselves the truth. That is facing reality. We face the reality because it's facing us. It's something that, you know why some people become drunkard. Maybe they have a house problem. Some men, if they reach home, their house is not in order. Their women doesn't give them peace. So they believe that they hit the bottle and enter into the house in the middle of the night after being drunk. They are taking the wrong step because they are not facing the reality. They believe that once they forgetting about the reality doesn't keep the reality off from you. You continue facing. We have to face squarely what is facing us, because it is what we are seeing every day, what we are feeling, what we are passing through. The present day reality is human created. It is artificial. What we are seeing today, our suffering today as black people, it is artificial. It is not something that is divine, that we should keep it like this. No. The present world order is shaped by human being. Do you understand me? That is why those that understand the reality, they act in reality. The present day Israelis, they took the bull by the horn. They were running away from realities for centuries, if not millennium, until they found out that, look, the only way is the hard way. That reality remains there for them. They cannot run away from their shadow. Albeit being in Europe, they are not considered the Europeans. Albeit helping in even developing many European countries, they are not considered, because even they helped to instigate the revolutions in many countries everywhere in Europe, Russia, or France, everywhere. But they are still seen as foreigners. They are still seen as aliens because they cannot, they don't want to forget their values. You understand? Until lastly from 1939 till 1945. Even before that, when Hitler entered power, I think in 1936, he faced his policy. Sometimes even I don't blame. I didn't blame Hitler, so not much. Please don't misunderstand me. I beg you. I'm not. I'm not. What Hitler did is evil. Is satanic. What I'm saying, the first policies, because the Jews that time, they became their excesses in business. They run the red corners, the red squares, the red corner, Ashawo quarters, making money, bars, hotels, they are in full control. They lend the money with excess of interest. So he entered and banned them first. Banned all those red corners. Do you understand? And it's all those actions that made these people now to face the reality and start thinking home. That look, we are not from here. We need to, I used to also sometimes be in the same school of thought with one of our brothers. I used to say that look, what we need in order to catapult us to do the right thing to ourselves or for ourselves is general catastrophe. In Nigeria, I'm against the Biafrans. General catastrophe. That is what is going to spur us to action. In 1966, the killing of Igbos and Biafrans in general, because it's not only Igbos that it just all of them. People were killed, So what am I saying? Now, general catastrophe. Like what happened in 1966? Is it not what made us to go into war without preparation? because once Igbo man is comfortable anywhere, it's finished. If you are talking to him about let us look for a black goat when it is still daytime, it will tell you, boy, you are instigating problem. What are you seeing? What is the problem? Nothing. We are okay. Please leave this thing before you bring problem to ourselves. Please, to yourself. Let us enjoy. We are in one Nigeria. Until general catastrophe. They slaughtered more than 300 military officers. Igbo military. When I say Igbo military officers, both Ejo, both Efik, even some they want to kill Yoruba even. The whole Biafrans, they slaughtered them. And one thing that baffles me, how can 300 a whole military officers, not Korofo, military officers didn't have intelligence that there is something at the offing to take a precaution for you to see the lousy Bakwami character of Igbos. When you look at all these things, let us stop looking at these issues with sentiment, please. Please. Although I am open to opposition, if you have opposing or you can disagree with me when the lines are open, please. How can people that are in control of intelligence, in control of the military, in control of every facet, they became lousy to the extent that they didn't understand the type of calamity that was coming, and they were slaughtered in one night. Can you imagine that kind of thing? Don't you see that it is this Igbo disease? Don't you see that many people had this, and when they tell their brother, they say, now stop propaganda, now yourself, now you and the propaganda. Who is just like Agin Ironsi, the head man? He was being warned by Madiebo, Colonel Madiebo, who passed on, I think, last year or something like that. He was being warned. And instead of Igbo character, na lekwe imo jijiji mma. Imakwenye mo head of state. Head of state kwa gara ya Congo. General na akokwa ihe. Na beg hapoga ejimo intelligence na kam. Okwu ma ro ya my intelligent officer. Abubakar wo my this and that. Okwu esi na enwere ihe na asị na onye na agwado gị this. Ndị ọ na-akpọ the people that are planning to kill him. Sometimes I look at our way of thinking as a primitive. I continue maintaining it until we start changing. I am telling you. The way we behave, the way we think is highly primitive. And that type of character never depart from our land, from our lives. In a case of Borno, where Boko Haram is killing our people, killing people, Igbo people are there buying and selling. But when they talk about Biafra land, Ebola, they say, hey, insecurity. But these are people, you don't know our people that are being slaughtered in the north on daily basis. They will not talk. They don't talk about it. Only on an idea, as if nothing is happening. We should, tidy up our brains. I am telling you. We should tidy up. Sometimes we neglect, that is why when I see some people, it is not, some of our people, they don't like debate. They don't know that debate is the most important thing that can lead you into having knowledge. They don't know. Mostly this hardcore religious Igbo people. They are Chineke. They don't. I saw a video where a preacher, so-called preacher in the street, whether it's on Onisha, Enugu, or any place in Biafra land. I think I saw it yesterday. The man, is what we did. I followed them during all those days. I preached to you about the eternal life from Jesus. The man started asking him pertinent question, videoing it. After the man said, no, I cannot answer. This is irrelevant question. He run away. That is the way we are caged. You understand? They made you do not open up because they know that opening up will make you to start understanding things, start thinking. Somebody said that religion, the opposite of religion is common sense. Either you are religious or you have common sense. These two is incompatible. And I totally agree. It's true. If you are highly religious, common sense can never penetrate. I am telling you, common sense, common sense, you'll be talking. But when it reaches to real common sensical questions and debate, you block it. That is the opposite of religion. Because religion makes you to be sheep, mutton, sheep, atono. But it's in the Bible. Oh, atono chuku, atono Jesus, and you answer. It's very, very pathetic. I am talking about the facing reality, please. Race came into. Okay, let me continue. The present day reality is human created, that is artificial. The present world order is shaped by human being. It didn't fall down from heaven. Remember, there was before. You don't have authority over any place, any space or nation. You call nation. The most powerful comes and take over, kill everybody. Is allowed until the Westphalian Agreement of 1648. They call it the Westphalian Agreement, Agreements of Westphalia, which also they enshrined into United Nations Charter till today. Westphalian Agreement. Do you understand me? That agreement was what defines that. Look, every state has their sovereignty. That it doesn't matter how little that nation is, the sovereignty should be respected. No other country should enter. You understand? In order to devour, take over land. But they started doing it in different parts. In Europe they do their own thing, have the agreement, but the they also break it. Since that time, they started moving to Europe, moving to Americas, moving to Africa, moving to East Asia, taking land. You understand me? Taking land forcefully, killing people. They respect that Westphalian agreement only in their continent, in Europe. Westphalia. The agreement of Westphalia, or Westphalia system. You understand? Race came into common usage during the 16th century. Many things happened in that system. You see that the questioning, the starting of questioning of the church, or questioning by Martin Luther, the questioning of Pope, the challenge, it changed this world, I'm telling you. It was since that time that race came into common usage, 16th century. By the 17th century, the term began to refer to physical or phenotypical traits, and then later to national affiliations. Before that time, there was nothing like you black or white, or no, nothing like that. People were moving on. Black people were called Moors, M-O-O-R. Either M-O-O-R or M-O-O-R-E. Moors. No, M-O-O-R. Moors, respected. After all, the black people gave civilization to India. They gave civilization to the world. The black race, Ethiopia, that was what Africa was called that time. Ethiopia gave civilization to India. They showed them the worship, not religion. They introduced the worship of God to India. Do you understand? When India was called, part of India was called Eastern Ethiopia. Do you know that? But all these things in your primary history, you will not know this. They introduced the worship of God. That is spirituality. That is the reason why Hindu today, the black people introduced Sanskrit. When you go to some historical, they change many history. They will tell you the Sumerians started the art of writing. That is life from the pit of hell. Sumerians. It is black people. Do you understand? They change history in order to make them, near Europe and, make white color. No. Black people they introduce not religion. They introduce the worship of God. The worship of Almighty. That is spirituality. That is the reason why, in Hindu today, they believe in reincarnation. And most African traditional spirituality, we believe in reincarnation. Just study Hindu. You will know, you will try to understand that what they are practicing, it is being given to them by black people. That is why one of their main gods, Shiva, is a black dreadlocked man. That time they revere black people like God. They call black people God. I don't know how things fell apart. And how do I say I don't know? What I think, the transatlantic slavery brought the black people down. When the black people, compromise in selling their own brothers and sisters, that is where the whole world hated them. Selling, there were slave trading everywhere in the world, including Europe. People buy slaves, even indenture the slavery. Slave, like Eba boy. That one apart. But even recently, after wars, clans, tribes capture slaves. There were slave trading everywhere, in Europe, in America, in Africa, everywhere. But to sell your brothers to foreigners, your brothers are crying. One name na mi o biko no me bere I kporo ya kpuga ya nyega ya onye ọcha anyega ego nyega snap. That crime brought African black race to where we are today. I am telling you. Even the white people that bought, they say this type of people, they don't even merit to stay in the same world with us. How can they, because of snap, because of worldly things, because of what you can eat, they sell their own brother, the same blood, they sell them to us. Not even capturing them, you can capture them from another clan, no problem. It is everywhere. But selling them to other people, other color, that they don't know where they are taking them to. And their brothers and sisters are crying. Children are crying. Oh, it is where black race fell. That is what I perceive to be the downfall of black people till today. And the concussions, they want to continue keeping black people as slaves they have been right from 15th to 16th century till today. I am telling you, but in a different method. And they are getting there, they are seeing it. They are using black presidents, black heads of states in order to achieve the same, sell every country's resources to them. Whereas their people are suffering. Is it not the same slavery? Is it not the same compromise in being complicity to slavery? Selling your own people. It's the same thing. That is why the white people, they don't have no regard on black people. From 16th century. They lose their regard. When they captured the first slaves, the Fulani and Tuareg slaves, in the present day Mauritania, that was the beginning of the first slavery. About 10 of them. They took them to Portugal. These people, they pleaded in Portugal. They say, please spare us, take us back to our land, and we will help. You know, they give condition that they swore to help the Europeans in order to capture their own fellow brothers in Africa, so that they make them agents and make them powerful. Do you see the falling of black people? That is the reality. And since that time, black race never recovered. And the king of Portugal made a treaty with these 10 captured of Africans. Fulani among. I'm telling you. Now they brought them through ship that time in 16th century. I'll be 15th century. Brought them back to their land. And really they accomplished their agreement. They carry the Portuguese and use muskets. These they are gone. Go and start capturing their own brothers, other people. We tell you, and they maintained the relationship. Now the Portuguese gave them guns now, give them protection now, to be establish them as their first agent to capture slavery. This is the people that their selfish acts brought about the fall of black people till today. The Europeans say they never see this type of human being. People that can be treacherous against their own people. You cannot trust them. You understand me? And they made black people to be slaves. And after they colonized us, they divided Africa in the Berlin Conference. Not only that, they came down and colonized everybody. After colonization, neo-colonialism continued. And people are becoming presidents serving under neo-colonialism, signing the pact for the continuation of colonialism in so-called Francophone Africa. They don't come out to shout and say, no, if I die, I die. I will serve my people. After all, man dies but once. Instead of when he becomes president, come out and say, look at the document the France want me to sign. No, I no agree. If as a leader of your land, if somebody that wants your land to be free, you should be ready to die. Instead, they delinquate and they enter the same boat, milking Africans, milking their brothers, helping Europeans to continue milking their brothers here today. That is where we are suffering. Africa becomes the richest continent in form of when it comes to natural resources. But when it comes to people, they are the poorest on earth. Don't you see that there is something terribly wrong? This is what we treat here. We give ourselves the remedy, the medication, very bitter pill, but it heals. That is what we preach here. Remember, we are talking about facing reality. Okay. Modern science regards race as a social construct. Social construct is social. So it is human beings that constructed it. An identity which is assigned based on rules made by society. When partly based on physical similarities within group, race does not have an inherent physical or biological meaning. The concept of race is foundational to racism. For your information, the concept of race is foundational to racism. The belief that humans can be divided based on the superiority of one race over another. That is racism. Race is scholarly viewed as social or socially structured. That is, as a created identity, often by socially dominant group, to establish meaning in a social context. All these things, race, this and that I'm talking, I will come into why I brought out race. The establishment of racial boundaries often involves the subjugation of groups defined as racially inferior, as in the one-drop rule used in the 19th century United States to exclude those with any amount of African ancestry from the dominant racial group defined as white. Do you know what is one-drop rule in America? If you have any of your parents or ancestry as a black person, you are automatically disqualified from being called a white. You are black. That is one-drop rule. That is what it means. Because they don't want any contamination of that so-called superior race, the white. Do you understand? So, what am I trying to say? When they brought these people, what propelled them in order to bring a religion, their religion, and impose it to us, is racism. Do you know that? Because they believe that everything about them is superior, and they went to work. Not only that, they brought the religion. I could remember when we were small, there is one book they call the book of my Bible story. I think it's Ama Jehovah that used to Jehovah's Witness. Once then only the pictures tell you everything. It's inside your head as a child. They show you everything about God. This and that is white. Only the pictures. You don't even need to read. Children, they just flash it. You watch the pictures, so that tomorrow, physically, when you see white person, you see him as God, as you are superior, as you are God. Do you see how they entered into work? It's human being that redefined, shapes this world. Do you understand? It's created by nature, by Chukwokike, but human beings that are inside shaped it the way it is today. So it is for us to play our own role. That is why this awakening is very, very important. They worked on our head, making sure to make, anywhere you see, look at, as you are holding maybe the chain you are holding to now as I'm talking, in your neck is there is cross, maybe golden cross. Look at it. The picture there, the image there is you call Jesus. It's white. Everything that is white. So is your God. They persevered, worked hard, smartly crafted all these things in order to bend your brain, bend our brain to see them as God, as superior. And it doesn't talk about it. You say, no, we are castigating religion. We are not castigating. We want you to rise up. Do you understand what I'm saying? We want you to rise up. People came from thousands of kilometers and tell you that what you are doing, the way we have been living for millions of years, is evil. Everything concerning us is evil, and you accept it. And when we talk about it, you say no, that we are castigating your religion. Which kind of world you come from? I want you to reason. You say we are castigating. We are talking against your belief. But they impose all these things in order to achieve something, to make us feel inferior, to make us feel that we can never get it. We are not able, we cannot construct. But they erased our history. They erased the fact that Igbo people built 13,000 13,000 highest wall on this planet Earth. 13,000 kilometers. In Idu, in Igodomegodo, where you call the Benin Kingdom. You understand? On the wall of that, the Benin Kingdom was scribed the writing, arithmetic, wizardry technology, all kinds of technology and mathematics you can think about. Something that if today we learn it, if it was not destroyed, we will be in control of the world. But the Europeans destroyed it. They told you that everything is evil. They told you that, oh, they are doing human sacrifice. But they don't tell you that Europeans, they were cannibals. They eat their own, they eat themselves. They don't tell you that. But you see them as God. Now they tell you, they put a photo of a white angel on top of a black demon. And you believe it. And you continue taking it like that. Don't you see that you are mentally caged? Anytime they talk about anything, your argument is based on what they bring to us. Inside that cage, you start quoting. And you tell me to respect you. We need to remove ourselves from the mental cage. Because we are in a big cage. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want, if the line opens, now you can take phone and call. And tell me, Mazi Jonathan, I disagree. I will love it. Instead of you murmuring from your bed and write rubbish on the comment section. The man off in order to call and debate in a civilized manner. That is how civilized people behave. We are in the 21st century. In the UK Parliament, you see people shouting to each other. Once they are at work debating, they don't know their father, they don't know their mother. They debate, they shout, they woe to each other in order to bring their argument. But at long last, superior argument reigns or rules. If they finish their work, once that hammer is hammered for end of the day, you see all of them start embracing each other, drinking tea together. That is how civilized people do. Not a Tibo Sobondibo. Oh no, why are you talking to me? Do you know who I am? Who are you? Go to mortuary and see people that are more beautiful than you, people that are more plumpy than you, people that are more wealthy than you. They become numbers. They become numbers. Stone cold dead. What matters is the legacy we laid on this planet Earth, and nothing more. That is what you are remembered with. That is what you are remembered with. Do you understand? Legacy is what matters. Not how much you have. These are papers. These are nothing. Something immediately other people that once you die, other people that don't know about it, that don't know even how you suffered or how you scammed in order to get all these things, how you looted the treasury in order to get all these things, how you risk your life in order to get all this wealth, acquire all this wealth. They will useless it. You know that legacies is what matters. It's what matters a lot. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Let me conclude, please. Racial discrimination often coincides with racist mindsets, whereby the individuals and ideologies of one group come to perceive the member of one group as both racially defined and morally inferior. As a result, racial groups possessing relatively little power often find themselves excluded or oppressed, as we are. Racism has led to many instances of tragedy, including slavery and genocide. What led to the killing of the Jews? Because they feel that they are inferior. You know, Hitler wants to bring the pure Aryan race in his fantasy, and he slaughtered the Jews and the black people. You know, we talk about slaughtering Jewish genocide, but who talk about the black people genocide that happened in the Second World War? Because we are not even, you know, the German soldiers. Do you know what they do? If they kill any black person that is a soldier, because you know many black Africans were taken to that war that didn't concern them by their colonial masters. These are some of the atrocities committed by the Europeans, but they don't tell you all these things. When the French contingent of black people tried sometime, was it in the 80s or 90s, something like that, to revolt for France, to the surviving soldiers, for France to pay them their remunerations as African soldiers. They massacred them in Senegal. French soldiers opened fire, I think in the 60s or something thereabout. They massacred them. They call it the Tiaroy massacre. Go and Google it. All these things they don't tell you. Because you are ignorant, you don't have time to make researches. That is why you feel that you are inferior. Because you don't know your past. And if you don't know your past, you don't even know where you will be going to. Your future will be blurred. That is the reality. Here we open the eyes of people. We open our eyes in order to know where we are going. No sentiments here. The rise of the Atlantic slave trade created a further incentive to categorize human groups in order to justify the subordination of African slaves. You know, when we talk about this, the blessing of this transatlantic slavery by the church, some people say, no, it is not them now, the church that did it. And I laugh. Pope Nicholas V, he is the Pope that sanctioned, that gave the papal bull the authority that make the Europeans start enslaving Africans. He gave the authority because the Pope that time in 15th century was highly powerful. You understand? He was the highest. The Pope is the king maker. He crowns kings in Europe, in European countries. So he's in charge of Europe, or he was in charge. But they tell you, no, what are the missionaries? They don't know. But they are, even when slaves are being carted into ships, the missionaries, Reverend Fathers, both Anglican and Roman Catholic Reverend Fathers, they do them, what do you call it? Reading sock, or not reading sock. They give them, spread them their holy water. As primitive people that now are supposed to be changed into Christians. Which means they sanction slavery. It's in the Bible. Slaves, obey your master. Obey your masters. Not even if he's treating you harsh. It is there in the Bible. What are you going to talk about it? What are you going to talk about? What are you going to talk about it? I want you to call, to defend, to bring your point. That is what I want. Because we shouldn't be continuing in this uselessness we are. You know, there is something some people are used to. They say, now, okay, what is the way forward? Is it this katakata everywhere? Let me tell you, before it becomes good, it will be bad. I don't know whether you hear what I'm saying. You see this wave of awakening that is coming in Africa. It will bring katakata everywhere. And after the tempest, now there will be calm. It happened everywhere. It happened in Europe. Our own will not be exceptional. It is the same thing. We are not going to run away from it. Because when people start asking questions will put people in uncomfortable position. Powerful people, they will start reacting. They will start behaving. Now these people, they are, now that thing will bring kata kata. It happened in Europe. When the peasants started asking questions to their feudal lords, to their religious leaders, and said, no, the way we all of us came the same thing as human being, the same human being. We came out from our mother's womb. But why are you saying that it's God that bring this person and become Lord over you? No. Tell us, what does it mean? The bishops, they started, they open mouth, they cannot talk. Before you know, some of them, they beheaded them. Say no. When the people rise up, it's going to be messy. It's going to be bloody. That is how it is. And we shall never run away from it. Those that live through it, they will continue. Or those that die too, they will reincarnate to reap the benefits later in their later lives. Because we believe in reincarnation. That is who we are. Let me continue, because time is against me. The idea of race as we understand it today came about during the historical process of exploration and conquest, which brought Europeans into contact with groups of different continents. Groups from different continents, in order to justify their evil crimes against humanity perpetrated against other groups. They had to demonize their ways of life, that is the ways of life of the indigenous population, and raise their own religion above others. Sadly, this is how they created and imposed their religion on others, because that racism, that superiority superiority complex made them now to raise their religion above others. When they see, they say, no, these people, they are hidden. They are pagans. And that gives them the moral justification to kill them as animals. Do you see that? Because they first of all need to block their mind. They need something in order to give them the moral justification. Why are you killing this person? He's an equal human being like you. They say, no, 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 he's a pagan. And that justification makes you to kill them. That is why I used to say, if you are still in our land, in Biafra land, calling your fellow brother and sister a pagan, an unbeliever, a hidden, an infidel, because he's not going the same church with you, you are a murderer. I am telling you honestly, you are simply a murderer. Because if you are allowed to kill, you will kill him. Do you understand? But the modernity does not, the law now does not allow you to kill. That is why you are waiting for any misfortune that happens to the person. You say, hey, because he's an unbeliever. Our Jesus have done it. The same way some people are laughing, clapping at the demise of our sister. Oh, he's talking against our religion. That is why Jesus said, you are a murderer. You that have said you are a murderer. You are a hypocritical murderer. You are waiting for the demise of somebody so that you justify. That is the way the Europeans did. That time they have the audacity in order to slaughter, to kill direct. But you, as you don't have the balls to do it, you are waiting. Anything that happens to the person, hey, it's because he's there. My Jesus have done it. You are a murderer. That is how it is. Sadly, this is how they created and imposed their religions on others. When you are preaching to somebody about your religion, that look, if you is threatening, you will go to hellfire. My own is the best, which means is the superior. That is the way the Europeans programmed it. You understand? And that is the way they took the evil men in our land, criminals in our land, and empowered them. Britain did that. The missionaries, they used the missionaries, they empowered the criminals that are supposed to appease the land because they committed different crimes. My brother, this one I say, no, according to our tradition, we don't, you don't sleep with my brother's wife, but I did it. And they say I should come and appease the land. You know, all these criminals, they gave them very easy escape, road to escape. The missionary said, no, your sins are forgiven. As long as I'm here, you believe. There is one man that died far away, so just confess. Do you know? They say, this is an easy option, very easy way. What do you say we believe? Believe in Jesus. Oh, I not only believe, I accept, believe, I take it, I hold it with my hand, everything. They now empower them, making them, guiding them with police. Any person that touches you, report to all. They become the saboteurs in our land. Become agents. They became evil men. We are empowered. They became the agents of Britain in our land, and many of them we are given, different jobs. We are given warrant chiefs, evil men, criminals, and that trend continues till today. Today, our people use money to buy chieftaincy. They don't know that chieftaincy is a symbol of sabotage. Ignorance is a disease. Ignorance will make you kill your savior, and you embrace your killer. It's ignorance. Igbo people are using money to buy. Once you make me go buy chieftaincy title, I want chief in Kana, chief Dogo Malaysia or Gugroya. You don't know that in the olden times, these people are horrible. These people are regarded as reprobates. These are agents of the British, of Oyibo. People that anytime if you corner them, you can kill them. People, criminals. That is who they are. But today, we have accepted it now. It becomes our normalcy. It is high time we change. Because the reality that we are facing, we need to face it squarely. Do you understand? What is happening to us as black people? It is horrible. And why it is more horrible is this: that black people are also being used. You know, it's I mean, Thomas Sankara's best friend was used against him to kill him, and the man is still alive in Ivory Coast. Road to Ivory Coast. The Blaise Compaoré is there, willing tools everywhere. The first president of Togo that said no to France, that he will not sign the French pact for the continuation of colonization. Olympio. Yadema, the father of this president, Yadema now, was paid by France. He was a military weather sergeant. He was paid either $600 or $800 only. Very miserable human being. That became president for Ahmed. In Africa. Now they have to invite the European forces, French forces, to be in their land in order to protect interest, selfish interest of somebody, one person. He will like to destroy the whole race, even their future. Did you see that? And hand it over to the white people. America invaded Haiti in 1915. And they committed atrocities there. Go and study it. Go and study it differently. Go and study it. What Haiti is suffering today, America contributed high. France and America. They destroyed Haiti. An African country, slave country that emerged from slavery. Nobody helped them. They were, America, any person that tried to rise up against in order to fight the American Marines, they will hunt the person and kill the person and expose the dead body in trucks. Carry the dead body and expose it. These are the people that are now, lecturing us on human rights, on democracy. Anyway, I say, Africa, we must do what? Rise up again and take back our position in this planet Earth. Biafra must come. That is it, because it's the rising sun. The introduction and acceptance of foreign religion in Africa in general, and Biafra in particular, solidifies the cultural superiority of the Europeans to our detriment. Because it's their culture. They brought it. Can you go to the streets of Frankfurt and start preaching to them about Amadioha? That Amadioha will save you if I will only baptize you with this inzu. They will be looking at you as they will even say, no, believe in Amadioha. But they came in there in our land and break all this. You think this joke, and today we take it as normal and we start defending it, castigating and demonizing our own thing. We're supposed to judge ourselves. I'm telling you, we're supposed to judge ourselves. The introduction and acceptance of foreign religion in Africa in general, and Biafra in particular, solidifies the cultural superiority of the Europeans to our detriment. This is why we always recommend going back to our values as a practical way of both mental and physical decolonization and liberation. And this is what I mean by we should face the reality facing us. The reality is that we have been subjugated. We have been made to be at the bottom layer of this planet Earth. There's no question about it. But the issue is to rise up. That is what rising up. It needs this changing of mentality, the way we reason. That is what we preach here. This is where I'm going to stop. I'm going to go into few minutes break so that when I come back, I will open the lines and I will love people to call. I say to call. And you can disagree on anything I say and you make your points. Here we learn from each other. Please do not go away. I will be right back after going to some few minutes breaks. Do not go away.
Telling not rich white people that they the whole history of America is the history of rich white men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown. It starts in the colonies of what would become the United States. Let's remember, during the colonial period, mid-1600s, there was no such thing as white people. I know some people who are now called white find that shocking, right? Because they think whiteness is real, right? But whiteness was created. Europeans didn't call themselves white. We didn't call ourselves white. We weren't all members of one big happy family. Are you kidding? Have you studied the history of Europe? The history of Europe was about killing each other. That's what we did in Europe. We just killed each other before we figured out there were other people to kill. We just killed each other, right? I mean, that was the history of Europe. The English hated the Irish, right? Northern Italians didn't even think that Southern Italians were Italians. The Germans hated everybody, and everybody hated their ass right back, right? There was no team called white, no race called white, but all of a sudden, in the middle of the 1600s, there was. Why? Why was it suddenly necessary to create this thing called the white race? Well, because rich people can count, that's why. And so rich folks looked around, the ones that owned all the land, you know, in the colonies, the colonial elite looked around and they realized something, that they were heavily outnumbered by African enslaved folks, by European indentured servants who were just one level above a slave, or other Europeans who weren't technically indentured servants, but they were still peasants, didn't have any money, didn't have any land, and they could do the math. They added it up and they were like, damn, we got to figure out a way to split these folks apart from one another or they're going to rise up and take our stuff, right? Because after a while, these black folks who were enslaved Africans and these quote-unquote white folks who were poor Europeans are going to figure out they're all getting played by these rich people, right? So ultimately, the rich figure out they got to come up with some way to get somebody in that group on their team. The easiest thing is to get the poor Europeans, right? Because at least they look like you. They sort of share some of the customs and the culture. So they all of a sudden create this thing called whiteness, and they say, now you're part of the club. Now we're going to let you testify in court, enter into contracts, vote, at least if you're a man, own a little bit of land, at least if you're a man, right? And we're going to get rid of indentured servitude, no more of that, because you're too good for that. And we're going to take the white men, now called white men, and put them on the slave patrol to keep black people in line. Give them a horse and a gun and a badge and make them feel big and powerful, right? They're still poor. They still don't have anything. They didn't pay the slave patrol well, right? Just exploited them, used them as a buffer between the elite and the other poor folks, particularly poor folks of color. And pretty soon the rebellions that occasionally happened where black and white got together to overthrow the elite, those stopped because the divide and conquer had begun to work, right? You could turn people against each other by telling those poor white folks they got to keep these black people in line.
Is the creation of the Abrahamic religion, Judaism, Islam. Well, Satan or the devil is the creation of the Abrahamic religion, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. These characters do not exist in African spirituality. We don't know what is Satan, we don't know what is the devil. The deity you refer to as Satan or the devil today is simply a Eurocentric error. Inability of the West to understand the significance of the deities to our people. In the West, they have their own deities. Ares, Odin, Woden, Thor, Thea, Diana, Victoria, Mars are all deities associated with war, just like in Igbo land, Ekwensu, and in Yoruba, Esu. Do you hear them call these deities the devil? No, rather they preserve them, educated events, and name things after them, such as days of the week. Monday, day of the moon, Luna. Tuesday, day of Thea. Wednesday, day of Woden. Thursday, day of Thor. Friday, day of Freak. Saturday, day of Saturn. And Sunday, day of the sun. January, month of Janus. March, month of Mars. May, month of Maya. June, month of Juno. 7 planets are named after their deities: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Even some names our Christian brothers and sisters answer today, such as Martins, Marcellus, Marcus, Marine, Marcia, are all linked to Mars, the Roman. Satan, or the devil, is the creation of the Abrahamic religion, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity.
The whole history of America is the history of rich white men telling not rich white people that.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra land. We are live and direct. Today is the 16th day of September 2022. 2023. Sorry, I'm not about it clock as that about Bochinko. Therefore, our lines are now open. Remember, I talked about facing the reality. Our lines are now open. As I said, you can pick up your phone and call in order for us to engage in an interaction. It doesn't matter. You can also oppose what I said, but give reasons. And be ready for a civilized debate, please. Our direct line is +1 21 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I have a caller that has been there. You're the first caller. Caller on WhatsApp. Start by giving us your name and where you're calling from, if you may. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. There we go. Mazi, go on, please. Mazi, go on, please. Go on. You are the first caller.
Yes. Yeah.
Mazi, are you sleeping or sleep talking? Please. Please. You are talking to the public. Go on, please. Mazi, go on. Call on WhatsApp. Can you go on, please?
I said, like I said, yes, I said I recommend our topic tonight, which is facing reality. So, in towards that, let me educate our people a little. One thing our people should understand is let them a kind of hello man.
You are the first caller. Make it lively. Please go on. Please.
Stand up. What I'm saying is that let our people understand that using a spanner of 17 to lose or tie a knot of 10, that it will work. That is the reality. They should make it a lifestyle. That is what they should understand tonight. That is the reality, man. Then, in terms of my submission tonight, I think they should, this issue of Bible, that we should find out they are wanted to, like ask you the other day, you said you are not a theologian. So I will suggest that the theologian should be this program so that some certain clarification the person can verify us about the issue of theology.
Like
So
what?
some
Mazi, can you
questions
hear me?
on the
I don't know. This brother is not. Mazi, what question? Can you like what? Like what question, please?
okay. The other time I asked about the history in the Bible, uh, rating it over 100, the truth, because I asked you to say some of the histories that they are true. So I wanted to like over 100, the truth inside there over 100. How can we rate over 100 the truth inside the Bible?
Mazi, in the Bible there are histories. I don't know whether you are hearing me because your line is not too good. There are histories, like what happened during the time of, you see Persia, you see the time of Nebuchadnezzar, you see, all this history of military conquest. It has been proven that it happened. Artaxerxes of Persia, different kings that existed, real. You understand? So, but the way you put the question now, I cannot tell you for sure, say, this is the percentage of this and that. No. There are things that are written there that are like history, mostly history. You understand? Many other things are things that I see are allegorical. You understand? Some other things, we learn. My goodness me. What is happening? Mazi, are you still there? Can you hear me? Mazi, can you hear me? Mazi, are you listening? Can you hear me? Okay. So what I'm saying, there is no way you can bring up the percentage. You just talk about the percentage of what is written there. That is, we learn from everything. You learn from, when you read Shakespeare, you learn. But many of the things that are written there are also something that never took place. But you can learn. Knowledge is infinite. Some of the things that are written there, they dramatize it. Like in Shakespeare I'm talking. They dramatize it, but it's reality. Like the story of Merchant of Venice. It's the kind of drama based on true story of something. So there are many things, So what matters is what you can learn. And do not be brainwashed into certain things. That is the thing. That is where I call brainwashing. Now you believe on everything that is written. I don't know. You can believe it as maybe in order to learn something, as you can learn from other books also. You understand? The Bible is an ancient write-up. Some people call it what do you call Freemason's puzzle. Freemason, the puzzle, because you can see some things there that you can, if puzzle. When you puzzle, when you don't put it right, it doesn't make sense. But when you put something, when you can put one thing, put it right, now you see that you see the picture. That is it. That is what I'm going to tell you, my brother. I don't know. Mazi, are you still there, please? Many people are calling.
Yeah, but this Bible now, those names, the people that wrote those books, their names, they were not familiar, family, kind of familiar to us as a race, we Biafrans. They don't know where that our names were written. Does it mean that our people can write something, or there's no documentary about us, the books that tells about us, the kind of, this is our holy book, or should I say our real history, where you can read up everything concerning us? Because this history now is a kind of foreign I don't know if you're getting me.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Mazi, can you hear me?
Hello, Mazi. Can
Yes, I do. I do. I hope you can hear me. This is my phone. I have to restart it. But let me finish with you. Can you hear me? Okay. No, what we should understand is this. We are a conquered and colonized people. You understand? We are conquered and colonized people. The only nation in Africa that was never colonized or conquered by any country is Ethiopia. And that is the reason why Ethiopia retained their writing. They call it Amharic. When you see Ethiopian write-up, they have their alphabets. You understand? You understand me? But let me tell you this: had it been Ethiopia was colonized, conquered like us, their people, they will not even know that, because they will close up. They will not know that they had their writing. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. Because the colonizers, the conquerors, will destroy they destroyed everything in our land. They destroyed our writing system. They made us, force us to forget about writing, and they force us to teach us the English alphabet, the Roman alphabet, thereby making us to forget anything about our write-up. They hid any secret, any documents they have, because we are conquered people. I don't know whether people should understand what it means to be conquered and colonized. Anything of this thing that they destroy it. They made us. That is why you see many so-called intellectuals. They made us to understand that they force us to accept that our history, the history of our land, starts from the advent of white people in our land. But in our land, they took antiquities that dates back to more than 2,000 years. They took up artworks, artifacts that date back more than 3,000 years. Who taught them how to do this? How were they able to, make bronze, make iron? Ndị na-akọ ozu, ndị ọka. To the extent communities answer because they were genius in metal work. Before even white man was able to even start molding something, black people have been doing it. But when they came, they conquered us. They took away anything that can make us to remember that, oh, our ancestors were doing this. They blanking. When you reformat a machine, you make everything blank. It doesn't, as if you never used that machine before. Laptop. You understand? That is how they did to us, and it needs more than effort in order for us to be digging out something. That is what I will tell you. Mazi, please conclude. Mazi.
In conclusion, is we have to bring our history. We have to bring ourselves back home, because
Mazi, go on. Mazi, go on. If I'm not hearing you, I will tell you.
What I mean is that some of our history, I kind of understand that it is oral. Can you hear me?
Mazi, this can you hear me? Please continue. Don't stop asking, can you hear me?
I said some of our history, or should I say tradition, were all they weren't written anywhere, or if they were written, it shall be concocted by another person. So how do you come to a conclusion to have where our names were written? Is it possible?
Mazi, we are still going to the same point. I don't know whether you're understanding what we mean by a conquered people. if not by the digging of archaeologists and some even good-hearted Europeans that reveal many things, and what also according to, because there are some works that you cannot hide forever. We should never have known that there was a 13,000 kilometer wall that was far more bigger than the Great Wall of China. How do we know that? But it is a historical fact. All these things that they were saying, they are always saying that all our history is oral. It's lie from the pit of hell. We had the writing, a kind of picture writing. We call it Shibidi. How did it disappear? They destroyed it. An example I tell you, and let me give it to you before we quit. Had it been Ethiopia was conquered like every other African country, their people today wouldn't have even known that they had alphabets that they were writing. The Amharic writing was not brought by the Europeans. They had many files in Amharic, which is being discovered daily. You understand? That is the way even many of us, many other African countries are, including Biafra land. But they destroyed it. They wiped everything blank to make you believe that, oh, our people didn't know how to write before. We are not writing. We are everything oral. To make you believe that, oh, we are backward, so backward that we didn't have writing. Ethiopia is a case study. The only black African country that was not conquered by any European force. They retained their writing. Amharic is there. You cannot read it, but they have it. Had it been they were conquered, they will erase them and infuse English in them, that they make them, oh, the whole manuscripts they had, they would have destroyed it. You see how the world is? That is what colonization and European conquest brought. It brought death, both to us physically and mentally. That is what I'm going to say. Mazi, please, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to restart this phone. I don't know, it's playing funny. There we Mazi. There we. Let me restart. You can call on Signal, please. Let me restart this WhatsApp. I don't know if I'm talking, somebody will not be hearing until I put it in speaker. You know. So we must continue. So what I was saying is this. Imagine, you know, here we reason. Common sense should be working. Is it not absurd? Is it absurd or rather surprising that the only country in Africa that was never colonized, they retain their writing, they have writing, their Amharic writing, but every other, no, we don't have, we are oral. This thing is oral. Everything was oral. Our ancestors didn't know how to write. All these are lies from the pit of hell. Ethiopia is an example. Had it been Ethiopia was conquered and colonized like us, like every other African country, they would have erased this their writing. You understand? This their language and writing. And until today, the people will be, the same question will be saying, no, our ancestors didn't have writing. Only the problem is that you don't understand what is conquest. Conquered and colonized, you don't know. They destroy every fabric of our history. They destroy it and cut away anyone they can cut away. You don't know. That is wickedness. That is why they replace everything with the religion they brought to us, so that to keep us in perpetual chain, so that we don't ask questions. Once you ask a normal Biafran Christian, he will quote for you. That is where they put us. Quotation. Continue quoting your life away. That is it. But here we say no. Caller on direct line. Caller on Signal. I will come to you. Caller on direct line. Please, welcome to the program. Please go on. Caller on direct line. Mazi, please go on. Mazi, you have to speak on the subjects we are talking, please. Go on, please.
facing the realities, then they just that. Biafrans all over the world. And you see, we are better.
It's 2044.
No. Caller on signal, please. You can go on now. Caller on signal. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi Jonathan. Good evening, sir.
There, Mazi. Thank you very much. Your voice is encouraging. I don't know.
My name is Mazi Fine. I'm calling from my location. Mazi, what you said is a pure truth. I thank Chukwuka Abiyama for bringing this radio station called Biafran radio station that established by our leader, our spring leader, Mazi Nnamdi. Mazi, I thank Chukwuka Abiyama for preserving Ethiopia as a country that is not colonized by any foreign power. Mazi, if not, this my brother that was asking the first caller supposed to know that our people will have a written language before the white men came to our land to conquer us and they colonize us and change all our way, and they start telling us that we are just people that don't know how to write, just aura. We are just people of aura.
Mazi, the same thing the Ethiopians had it been the same story, and today that language wouldn't have been conserved. No more.
That is true, my.
Go on.
That is true, my brother. That's why I put my own like this. That make that my brother take an example of Ethiopia. Are you getting me? So, Mazi, I thank Chukwuka Abiyama that we is the people that will write our history. So, because it has happened, it has happened. Mazi, in this platform, I told you that I could remember when I go to church, I will start praying against my ancestors. I said it here on your program. That is the handwork of these Western powers. Are you getting me? They try to let me know that my grandfather, my ancestors are evil. Why? My grandfather was used and dumped by these British people during the time of slavery trade. They used my grandfather. Mazi, why are we in this our time come and stand against what white man brought to us? It's because we have researched and looked into that religion which white men brought to us. We now find out that their own is false religion. It's not the original religion, because our people have been worshiping Chukwuka Abiyama before these white men came to do their trade by barter and the slave trade at the same time. So, for me, I thank Chukwuka Abiyama because we are going to write our history. We are going to let the people know, the world know that that thing or that religion which the white men brought to us is not the real religion. They change everything about us and try to force their own way into our life, which we have come now and start rejecting them. And there's some people that don't know the amalgamation or embassy. They will not tell you that you are Antichrist. We are not. But we are trying to let you know that the way of our religion is more spiritual, is more authentic than these Western people. The Western people religion which they brought to us. A religion whereby a minister will steal your resources and went to their country. The person become an angel. That's the religion we want us to accept, the religion which they brought to us. Last time I see a video on the social media where a black man was lying these so-called white men that brought this fake religion to us, that uniting on that black man. Is it woman or woman? I don't even know. But I saw the picture. Mazi, I was telling somebody, did you see why I'm against these people and against all the things they brought to us as a religion? Do you see it? A black man was lying down. All of the white man in that film was urinating on that black man, simple because he's not white like them. Where can you see that sort of thing in Africa? As a man, go God, I bless you. I thank God we have come to stay, and we are going to write our history in our own hand, and the people will read our history. May God bless you, Mazi Jonathan. Thank you. Thank you, Mazi. Good night from here.
You too. Caller on the signal. What's up? Please unmute yourself. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Please, I want people to call in order to disagree on issues and bring their points. It makes it more interesting. Caller on WhatsApp. Mazi, can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi. Good evening from here.
Yes. I have restarted the phone. It's very nice now. Go on, please. Go on.
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi Jonathan. This is Mazi Emmanuel. I'm calling from Paris. By the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, I remain the Paris Zonal Coordinator. I want to, first of all, salute our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world. I want to appreciate him. I want to thank Chukwu Okike Abiama for providing him for us, for giving us this precious gift in the person of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and for choosing him among all of us. We are standing by him, and we are learning a lot. And the leadership of this very movement, Mazi Chike Doziem, I salute all of you. Mazi, the educative, my own side of the story, because when we are talking of this, our way, that is this our way of life. You see, before I was under emotion. I was moving under emotion. Whenever issue of religion comes, I always enter into emotional way. Then it calls on me on the that very day they took Operation Python dance to our leader's house. After that, I was looking around the world to see how the Christian countries will react. I was thinking that these people could have, do something or say something. But to behold, I never saw anything. I was totally embarrassed. It's like I was checking on the whole media for them to say that was 2017. Nothing. I now, after a lot of months of reflection, I said no. If these people counted us as part of them, that means these things shouldn't have done. Why can't they say something? What about the Pope? What are he saying? And that was how, since then, I withdrew myself from anything, calling of, gathering of anything, or any prayer or any church of issue. I withdrew myself from there since 2017. So, Mazi, what I want to say here is this. I want to also add something on what you said about our brother, our Mazi Azikiwe, yesterday. What you said concerning him not telling us the truth about what he saw on the corridor of power. Do you know that it's still the same thing that our people today are still doing? These politicians, they know fully well that the road, there is no road there. They know fully well, just like Peter, this like our brother Peter Obi. He knows fully well that there is no road there. Everywhere has been, been blocked. But instead of him to come out and tell us, first, tell us the truth. Tell the people the truth. Because who are you going to govern? Is it not the people? Tell us the truth. Brothers, see what I wanted to do, but there is no road. I cannot do this thing. This thing, these people have become Agadabachiros, or they have blocked everywhere. Tell the people the truth. But when Igbo people, they always like to, their criminal silent. They will keep criminal silent. They will be, coming to your back, only murmuring in their room. But to say the thing the way it is, they will not say anything. By the time you know it, either the person will die off, or you will never hear from the person. He will disappear. You can never hear from him again. So our people has become, in one way or the other, accomplice to the selling of his people and to contributing in helping these invaders to be suppressing us more and more every day for a century now. How can we say this? Because if you, just like what we are going through in Fulani Hand, whenever you go to, you want to hold your governors or your politicians accountable, or no, when you are asking federal government to do something, they will tell you, no, go and you don't have a senator, you don't have people who are representing you. Then when you go to those people now to go and hold them accountable, then you will now still see again, it's still the same people that will come out and start attacking you. So Mazi, the situation that we find ourselves today is like we are in the cage, just like you described it. These people caged us all around. The same way the English people and this religion caged us, it is also the same way Saudi Arabia caged the Fulanis others.
Of course. Mazi, do you know their own become the worst? Do you know why? Because it has taken so long that they must have forgotten even their way of their ancestors. Because Islam came to Africa, or let me call it West Africa first. You understand? A long time, 9th century, 10th century. So where are they going to start? So that is it. Mazi, go on.
So Mazi, exactly what you said, and that is the reason why you see that white people are always find it comfortable. And if you watch in Africa in general, the reason why white people are working hand in hand with Muslim countries is because they have an intention to recolonize Africa again. You see, and the only people that can help them that are still maintaining that brutality that they were using before, they are only the Fulanis and the Saudi Arabian people, these Gulf people. They are the only people. So that is why whenever you see them, they can never temper into trying to preach any religion to them or trying to convert them into Christianity. No, they will respect their
let me
religion.
come in here. Mazi is not even preaching to them about Christianity. Do you ever see America, for example, going to their best partner is Saudi Arabia? Do they have democracy, so-called American version of democracy in Saudi Arabia? The answer is no. Do you ever see them going to Saudi Arabia to preach to them about LGBT? Do you ever see
The answer is no.
But they come to Africa, like this American vice president came to Africa last time. The only thing he was preaching to Africans is about the need to, LGBT.
Legalize
Yes,
LGBT,
legalize
that is
everything.
homosexuals.
Because
Yes,
they
yes,
also
yes,
take
yes,
Africa, they also take Africans as people that you can control, manipulable set of people. Our politicians are still giving them that impression. Because as you said, if for example, any president that goes, it doesn't matter the paper he signed to enter there by the Western agreement. Now once he entered office, he came on national television and start telling everybody, look at, they don't want me to serve you, look at the paper they made me to sign. Look at, they want me to give the whole resources to them, America and the West. Look at. Do you think that the people will keep quiet? It will bring revolution.
People will rise up.
People will rise up, but they hide it because of their
and
interest.
that is exactly what is going on now in Niger, in Mali, in all those countries.
What about Tinubu? You are talking in Niger and Mali. What of in Nigeria? What about in Nigeria? Mazi, please go on.
Yeah, Mazi. Because when you go to exactly what you said now, do you know that without the rising of the population in Niger, these military juntas, they would have eliminated all of them since. But because the people, the leaders, those military juntas are telling the people exactly the truth. Whatever anybody tell them, anything, any president of country, anything they propose to them, they will make it public. Go and make research. Even in Mali, they will tell the people. It's like now the people are governing the country with the leaders.
Of course. And that is how it should be.
You see?
That is how it should be.
And that is the reason why you see Western world, they are afraid to engage in any military battle because the people are with the leaders there. But contrary in Nigeria, they are only leaders are only surround themselves with the militaries and the police and others. They now be against the people, working against the people. Just like when you said that in our oil terminals, you don't know, there is no meter. You don't know what the Westerns are stealing. You don't know what they are taking. You don't know whatever that is going on in Nigeria. Nobody knows. It's not anybody's business. Even the so-called government, they don't know. So a people like this, just like in a place like this, tell me how this so-called, tell me how are we going to cope up? So we are calling on our people, Biafrans, we need to rise up. We are saying it, we are not missing a word. Maz, you have said it all. Whatever you do in this world, that is the legacy you are going to reap tomorrow. If you remain in sabotaging, you will reap in sabotage. If you remain in just mentioning Biafra in the afternoon, in the evening you are in Nigeria occasion, it will be unto you. But we have chosen, because these people have raped us for more than getting to 800 years. Do you know what we have sacrificed in this world? So, Mazi, I want to appreciate all of you, and I want to stop it here and allow others to contribute. I thank you very much for what you are doing. It shall be well with all of you. Mazi. Thank you very much.
And you too. We must continue. Any government that wants to govern with his people, to change any genuine leader, will be telling the people what is happening. You understand? In a situation, in an African case, whereby the Europeans are ruling Africa by proxy, I am telling you, any genuine leader that came there to change something, he will not have secret with the people, because it is what he's telling the people that will open the people's eye, make the people to react. If the Europeans, if the America, if the West come and tell him to force him, say to us, bring us this, for one policy or the other that is anti-pope. The next minute he organized a national broadcast, and on TV he will be showing them. But look at me, I'm here to serve you, to protect your interests. But if you wanna leave me, make the kill me, no sabi. Look at what they are telling me to do. This is what they have been doing in former regime. But look at it, oh. They want me to cede to them your natural resources at this price. Oh, but look, you will be telling the people. Do you think the people will keep quiet? People will rise up. That's it. Caller on what's up? Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? You can also call on Signal, please, because Signal is quiet. Only WhatsApp is above buzzing. Caller on WhatsApp, go on, please. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. There were. I remain Mazi Milemalugo, calling from United Arab Emirates. Mazi Chinedu, what you just said now is what happened to our brother Nkike when he was the governor of Anambra State. When the spirit of our forefathers possessed him, he refused to do the bidding of the godfathers. They are giving him a maximum respect. I know that very time, even when he is passing on the road, women will be putting their wrapper on ground so that Ngige will be marching on it. People love him so much because of he is leaking the secret, telling people the truth. You know, I thank Chukwuka Biama for Radio Biafra. I thank Chukwuka Biama for people like you, because the spirit of our forefathers have possessed you people, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. What you are teaching here and what other our brethren, our comrades, our media warriors are teaching, you will never hear it from anywhere on this earth, even in university. Any Biafra that is not listening to Radio Biafra is not listening to anything, because Radio Biafra is eye open. Is eye open. Mazi Jonathan he is entering, and I want to tell our people that still in that mental slavery, in that mental cage, that think that we are castigating castigating them. No, we are castigating the stupidity that white people sow into the brain of our people. We are castigating the stupidity, the mental slavery that white people sow in the brain of our people. That is what we are castigating. We are not castigating anyone. Just as our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Radio Biafra since 2012, castigating our stupidity, telling us where we are doing it wrong in a harsh voice. But because of we have mental toughness, we understand that what this man is saying is true. That is what made us what we are today, to have mental toughness, to know the truth. Because of the gospel of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me tell you, my fellow good people of Biafra, in this white man religion, that is where our problem lies. But you will never know. In this white man religion, ebe nwata na-ebe akwa na-atụ aka, ebe aka nsogbu ya dị, ebe aka ndị ọcha arụchachala mass wụsa spana on a white man religion. Understand? So as we are doing everything possible to come out from the slavery government that white man used to cage us in Nigeria, and as well, we must do everything possible, first of all, to come out from mental slavery, the worst slavery that you can slave in every human being. So, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, you are doing great, and also other media warriors, you are doing great, my dear brother. May Chukwuka Biama continue to endow you with wisdom. And they bless our leader, and they also bless our DOS. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you too. We must continue. Caller on signal, Mazi, can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Yes, Mazi Jonathan, I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah, good evening from here. Let's go continue to give you the wisdom and understanding as you keep on researching. You'll be giving out the message in raw. We don't want you to mix anything. This is the way it will touch everybody. If you don't like it, call Radio Biafra and argue out. Come there and release whatever you think that is not right here. Mazi, thank you for picking my call. Fellow Biafra lovers of freedom. My name is Mazi. I'm calling from Austria, and I serve the indigenous people of Biafra as IPOB, also national PRO. My brother, Mazi Jonathan, right from the beginning of your program, we have gathered here all over the world listening, and this is why we call Radio Biafra a radio of wisdom and understanding. When you come here, your life will never remain the same. If you remove sentiment and emotion, your life can never ever remain the same. You said something, we are not criticizing any religion, but we are trying to, open a door for people to look in. When you look in, you can be able to think deeply inside yourself to know that all these things you've been taught right from our childhood to today, that we are ready to even kill our own brother because he's trying to oppose us or trying to tell us that we should also live the other way around. So to measure this height, to know, to reason with our brain, if this thing is where it's supposed to be or not. Many of our brothers today, when you want to tell them this thing, I cannot say many, but because most of our people now, our brain has been reset. We beginning to ask questions that we cannot be able to ask before. We can ask it today, and most of them, when you ask the question, Mazi, they are running away. They don't want to because they have brought this thing inside our land and saw that it's a lucrative business where you can brainwash the mind of a human being, brainwash the mind or the brain of a poor woman. The woman will go back home and take the little chicken she has in the house. Instead of to kill that chicken, you now cook it and use it to refresh her body. She will go and sell it and take the money to one man wearing tie somewhere. And the man will use the money to enrichen himself and his family. And that woman who sold the only chicken she had in the house is coming to that church with the slippers, the left and right. One is left, one is right. And this man cannot tell this woman, no, don't do this, use this thing for yourself. They accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. One of them said he's happy that they have a private jet. I know, everyone is easy, which where did you make money that you get a very present day to find out? Who are donating this money? But do you know why in the zoo, why they are leaving these people to keep on doing this thing? Because they are helping the government to destroy the brains of the people. They are the willing tools that help the government to damage the brains of the people so that the people cannot be able to rise up. You want to tell me if these people can stand on their pulpit to look into the eyes of their congregation and tell them, your problem is not this thing you are telling them every day, that your problem is your country, it is your government are holding you captive. That this heaven all of you are preaching here is here on earth. Because none of them now, if you catch any one of them now, tell them, I want to kill you right now, so that you can be able to go to that heaven and live this. He will beg and he will tell you, how much do you need? I will pay for me to continue to live this life here. Because they know the truth. They don't want to say, and somebody who wants to fight. And I'm asking the people who want to fight for Jesus Why can't you allow people to fight? Something they told you, and you were born, they told you about you, and you want to kill somebody because of him. And I'm asking you, why are you fighting for him? Allow him to do his work. Allow him to convince that person who don't want to believe in him to know if he's the right place or not. Why do you want to kill? Jesus asked you to kill for him. Even in all his preaching, did he ask you to kill? Even when one of the disciples took knife to cut, according to the Bible, to cut the ear of one of the enemies that want to arrest him. He told Peter, take the knife and put it back. Don't fight for me. Mazi, listen here. Listen, until they understand that we are no more. Listen, we must change our mentality. We must begin to rise up to ask important questions, because we cannot continue this way. Mazi, as I'm telling you, I don't get you. I won't lie to you, Mazi. I don't get you. My bread is complete. You can't babuzu me. I have been there for a long time. I have some Chineke. I will keep on. Because live the idea with your brain being intact. Nobody can deceive you. No pastor can deceive you. If there's no anything I learned from you this evening, the case of Ethiopia should be a study case to any idiot who come and ask question. If our people, what's that? Our people written that, we are speaking in oral. The case of Ethiopia should tell the person, if these people could this European that came to colonize us, if they truly Ethiopia allowed them to colonize them, do you think that Ethiopia today will continue to exist? They would have destroyed everything about Ethiopia. At the end of the day, the new generation of Ethiopia will believe that their ancestors couldn't do anything. The same thing they do to our people. Our people have a written alphabet they call them intimate. They told us that our people cannot write. That they are the people who came to us and discover everything about us. But thank God for Radio Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have come to teach us what we didn't know. Because in that in a school, even to the extent they told us not even to speak our own language in school anymore. Even so, you go to school at Piago Dale.
Mazi, honestly. You know, all these things we take it for granted. And continue happening to us. Can you believe in so like if you are speaking your own language, you will be punished? To destroy us completely, to make sure that we become extinct as a people. But I know now, so the only remedy is this restoration. Otherwise, I will go, honestly. Mazi, please.
Mazi, that is the only way out. Biafra is the only way out. Without restoring Biafra, Mazi, I used to tell even some of our brothers that we are living here in this Western world. We do meet each other here in Austria. I used to tell them, whether you like it or not, whether you support Biafra or you didn't support Biafra, if Biafra did not come, the way my children is going to suffer is the way your children are going to suffer. Because one day we are going to die. If our children couldn't find a comfortable home where they can fall back, Mazi, that every day we die, it is over. One of our brother who travel, one of our brother who travel, his children, and since that time, since he died, the children is no more coming back home. And many Aman money is going to close if we cannot rise up to support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the DOS labor Mazi for us to restore Biafra. If we fail to do this, all of us in almighty mess. Nduba should rise up today. Okay, Banana. I know you don't know where the people presidents. What do you do? But support on your brother which they adopted illegally. Extraordinary decision back to Nigeria. The people have said destroy them acquitted. Even go ahead to tell Nigerian government that you cannot judge this man, any of his mother, you can't judge it in a Nigerian court. But they see holding the kind of balagra. If we fail to do this thing once and for all, nobody will escape it. If you don't want to come and kill me, are they going to live on Niger Delta? See the wood on you. The same face I have in the same place the Niger Delta man is campaigning. Before this, I would believe all of us must rise up now and begin to do something so that we can be able to free ourselves from this mindset all of us are living in. But continue to bless you, my brother. Keep on educating. Add my body here and Abba. Believe me, my brother. I ain't against to cook
on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Call on WhatsApp.
I can hear you, Professor Jonathan.
Mazi, the scavenger.
You're speaking to a brother who's the scavenger. I'm calling from Africa. I greet my leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience, who set up this radio Biafra, a liberation radio station, a citadel of knowledge and prosperity to educate his people. That is a man. This is what I call a man. A man who set up a radio station to educate his people. The people will now know the danger. Anybody who listens to Radio Biafra, you can challenge a professor. Professor Jonathan, you talk of facing the reality. Our people don't want to face reality, more especially with the Biafrans. Their mantras now is, with God, all things are possible. Professor Jonathan, do you hear their mantras? With God, all things are possible. They use the name of God to cover their facing reality. Because even, let's start from when we started talking about Obi's election and everything. We told them that face the reality. Did Obi really face the reality? How did Obi think that he will fix Nigeria under 8 years? And after he had fixed it, what next? The roads that were built in Nigeria, there is no road, the ordinary road that lasts even for 10 years in Nigeria or 5 years. How did Obi think? And what reality did Obi think? That he will make Nigeria? He didn't face the reality. And when we are talking to him to face the reality, he don't want. He called us so many names. He said that his son are not engaged with us. He can't be even one of us. But let that be apart. Dr. Professor Jonathan, yesterday you talk about this man called Aziki. Well, everybody, we regard him because of his English and how he's speaking. But Dr. Aziki, you say that the broken bottle has no mequetarism. You said it. You are same Azikiwe is the one when they were fighting for independence. He said to his man, when his man was only drinking tea on the table with the white men, he don't want to stop drinking the tea because he know He already know what he want. When they are talking, the story is like a story to him. He have made up his mind what he want. That is why he don't even want that Nigeria. All indication have been telling Isaac Iwe that these people are not the same with you, and they don't want to be same with you. And somebody will come to this radio station and defend Isaac Iwe. Isaac Iwe, if Isaac Iwe is a clever man, somebody you are fighting for one Nigeria is putting up so many options, tables, his demand. He even said that this Nigeria is his father. They said that this Nigeria is their father's estate. Nobody challenged them. They said that they will put Quran in Atlantic Ocean, deep Atlantic Ocean, where you are. No Biafra man ask a question. You don't, because you don't want to face reality. The problem of Biafra man, he think that he said that all things with God, all things are possible. His problem, he think that he can even repair the broken bottle, but he said that the broken bottle has no metabolism. That is the problem of Biafra man. Can you hear all these similarities? Can you hear what they are doing? When they were talking, look at what Azikiwe is saying. Azikiwe, that means he heard what the man said. He knows everything. There is nothing, because somebody came here telling us that maybe the everything was reversed. I call him all the time. He said that maybe he don't even know. The Azikiwe didn't know. How come Azikiwe come and tell us here that we the Igbos will always be a sacrificial lamb? How come? He knows. Which means they know they don't want to face the reality. They knows they don't want to face the reality. They always, all the time, when we wanted to talk, they tell us no. What they are sitting down seeing. Even if we climb in the moon, even if we go to satellite, we haven't seen it. Tell us that thing you see, so that we face the reality. Nobody wants to tell us the reality. They don't want to tell us. Until this is where we are today. The reality that we are now fighting for our life. We are fighting to survive now in all angles. And what we could have done earlier that will not attract so many enemies. Now we have open avenue of ourselves. Enemy is everywhere. Right, left, we are now on the center. It's because of their egotism. They don't want to agree that they are wrong. When they don't want to ask questions. When they make so many words against them, they don't want to talk, because they want to keep one Nigeria. One Nigeria, one Nigeria. I think what was his own option on the table during this negotiation? What did he ask for his people? They will come and tell us we are controlling everywhere, in Kanu, in Kavanchan, in Lagos. But still yet, that time they are talking, we don't have international airport. We were scavenging everywhere. And what I call the Igbo man now is that, let me tell you, you said that Igbo man have brain. Some people said, no, their brain is mercantile brain. Merchandise, quicksilver. What we ripe today, custard. They like to eat custard, food that we just under 5 minutes. If you tell them to go and cook beans, they say it's long. That is why now all of them are Indomie. They don't want to cook food, only Indomie. 5 minutes food, they don't know cook food cook under 5 minutes. There is also an implication on the food, because that means that food has been cooked already. All the ingredients in it is out already before they bring it to be cooked under 5 minutes. Professor Jonathan, what you talk, we know, we understand what you are talking, but let me tell you that a Biafran's problem, they don't want to face the reality. Until we learn how to face the reality, even when the opportunity presented itself for us to face the reality, we want to dodge. We want to follow short route. Quicksilver people. Thank you for taking my call, Professor Jonathan. Biafrans, I love you. IPOB members, you are my blood.
Mazi, thank you very much. And this, I'm going to switch off the phones. Let me try again to take this call. Caller on WhatsApp, you'll be the last caller. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you. Mazi Jonathan.
There, Mazi. Go on, please.
Yeah.
Mazi, are you putting on earpiece? Are you putting on earpiece? You remove it.
No.
Okay, it sounded.
Mazi Jonathan.
Yes, go on.
Okay. I still find it very difficult to hear when you still complain that people are still doubting or still challenging you over the religious or what Christianity has already done in Africa. After all your explanation, does it mean that those people don't listen to you, or they still want to keep on doing a blind argument with you? So the only thing I have to tell you this night is forget about those people. Forget about those people. Just focus on what you are doing. The another thing I wanted to ask you is, since you have been telling us more about these religions of a thing and what the white people have done in Africa and how we need to wake up to fix our land on our own. So my question now is, we that in Biafra land, what are the steps for us to make things moving? Because I believe that when the Europeans came to colonize us, they don't only preach, they put things in working. Like where are we going now? As in, how do you think that you advise us or you direct us on where to start? Because the location I'm in now, the particular place I'm in now, what religious is causing this side is more painful than what I can even believe in the next 5 years. Anywhere, any junction, every corner of the places now, everybody is fixed shrines or altars, doing their own different things, swearing people on their own temple to be doing their own wish. Then when you don't want to stand with them, or when you are against them, they use their members or those people that have already sworn in as their members, use them to work against you. To an extent, in a society that you're supposed to be freely doing your business or earning your own particular money, you will see that people that are surrendered you have already sworn to be working against you. You can never even be free on your own personal life. So my own suggestion, because I'm calling from 4-letter words in Imo State. So my problem now is, how are we going to fix this side now, this environment we are? Because the thing is getting more worse and every day. People are belonging unnecessary club that they take beers and alcohol to see themselves as members. They don't want to even face the reality anymore.
Yes, Mazi. It is a very big, huge concern, right? But it is not something that is abnormal to the situation we are in. I want people listening to understand this. Wherever there is a revolution blowing, it is not easy. It is always messy. MESSY, messy. That is I'm telling you honestly. One, people, for example, when you release animals from a cage, there will be disorder. Maybe animals that have lived their life in the cage being controlled inside the cage. Now, all of a sudden, you banish that cage, you remove them. For the first time in their lives, they will go wild. You understand? They will go wild. This one will run because they don't even know what they are doing. They don't know how to manage themselves outside the cage. Everybody will be doing his own thing. I mean the animal. I want you to understand this analogy I'm giving. Until it will take time. Yes, it will take time for either the shepherd or the dog you are using, in order to gather them also outside the cage to keep them going. What we are doing is liberation from one cage. It will take people will go wide first, thinking that, oh, me, I'm free, I'm no more inside that this. Okay, we are doing our thing. It will also take time and the teachings and organizations in order to also bring people back to the real road. It is not something, if you study European revolutions, some revolutions last for more than 50 years before things start showing a green light, at least. You see, study French Revolution now. You see chaos everywhere for many years. Sometimes even it reaches almost 100 years for things to go down. Look at the American Revolution. That is the American War of Independence. That is the revolution. What followed? They continue patching problems everywhere. This America you are seeing today that is progressing. They continue problem, wobbling, assassinations, this and that, because they enter into a system that they never knew. None of them have the experience. For almost 100 years, it broke out into full-blown civil war, which they slaughtered themselves. And after things died down, they start building. That is how it is. But we are not going to be encouraging. We are going to continue teaching our people, making our people to understand. And people are doing something on the ground, organizing things on the ground. We see them. You see them organizing things on the ground in all the places where to teach our people. Also on Radio Biafra, when you gather, like today we gather here. Don't think it's only when we gather in a place, in a space called the church, that is here also counts. It's a kind of church. It's a place of worship where you receive teachings. In some platforms, in our communist places, platforms on social media, it's part of it. You receive things, you receive sense. You encourage all these people in order to listen. And some people also are doing something on the ground, organizing physical things on the ground. That is how it used to be. It's not going to be palatable, but at long last, every people will continue this. It will continue being rowdy until that old system collapse completely. You understand? Now you see, little by little, people will start going. So we should not see this thing as something abnormal. It happened everywhere. It happened everywhere where people are progressing. It happened. Didn't I tell you about the India own side of the story? Before today you see many people in India doing well. If you are sick, India is advancing. But if what they pass through, people died. Relocations upon relocations from their natural habitats, people ancestral, and they have to run away, get out of their ancestral land and go and live another side. You understand? Until after many years, now things start cooling down. People start understanding. It is not easy, but it is not impossible. That is what don't be discouraged. Any person you can, just tell him, listen to Radio Biafra. Let us organize. This is, the way also you can. The little you can. Don't think that I cannot do anything. No. The little you can. Any person you are with, even drinking, you talk. Download the IPOB community radio. Are you listening to this? What is happening? Look, you stir up, a little conversation to learn. Not only talking about Manchester United and Barcelona. No. Little discussions. No. I understand. I'm not talking to you per se. I'm talking to everybody listening to me. That's what I'm saying. Go on, my brother. Go on. You are the last one.
Okay. So Mazi. Yeah. So Mazi. Another thing is putting on our traditional wears. Putting on our traditional wears, like putting the ribs of the elephants. That they use it for bango. So enwe all aka na agba eji ambush akụkụ elephants our traditional, or putting on beads. when I put on those things on the road, people that call themselves ndị ọdịnala m na-amaghọ ebe ha na-adị nke ha, or ndị omenala m na-amaghọ ebe ha eme nke ha, they keep on as in stopping me, asking me why must I put all these things, that I haven't reached to the stage or to the level of putting on those traditional wears, that I'm not a titled man, this, that. What do you have to say on that one? Is it not right for me to put on my traditional wears to walk along the road?
Mazi, you can as well know the answer, because our traditional dressing is our dressing. It's our dressing.
Okay.
If you can put on for example, Babariga 1005, why can't you put on our traditional wears?
Okay.
People are everything now in our land. People monetize everything. Before you know, they'll start telling you now, where have you reached in order to wear this thing? Our people will have one type of life and type of kind of mentality, that everything now is either monetized or social status matter a lot. Whereas we are trying to restore a country whereby everybody will be humble. I am telling you, everybody will be humble. You see a prime minister drinking coffee in the same coffee shop with you. He said, "This is a prime minister." You surprise. That is how it should be, because that is how developed countries do behave. You see a minister going out freely without no bodyguard, nothing, just walking around, riding bicycle, walking around, going to restaurants, the same restaurant you are going to. So, what is it? He is just doing his job.
Okay.
He's working. It is only in Nigeria, because of the flawed mentality, that you see senators, they go on motorcade. No. It's not. It's a primitive system. I am telling you. They allocate the whole money to themselves. In some countries, teachers receive more salary than senators. Do you know that? Teachers, school teachers, they receive more salary than senators. Because it's just a job. You are not going there to make money. You are going there to contribute to your quota in the country's development. The same way a teacher is, because the teachers are respected. In Nigeria, things are upside down. The people that are supposed to earn more respect are the people that are more miserable. Look like teachers. We grew up, to use teachers now manjakre. You don't know that this is a very noble profession, a respectable profession that earns heavy salary in other places. But in Nigeria, it becomes a laughing stock. This is how bad it is. Mazi, you continue, and we must be there. I don't know. You conclude, please.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Let me put another one across. Just like what you said about things are turned upside down in Nigeria. Exactly what last time when I was with one of the zoo police and at the checking point. So when I try to introduce myself to them, who I am in the society and how I'm contributing to help the economic growth, so they try to trash me aside that I'm nobody. So I was like, why do you people choose to respect those politicians that are looting down the country more than we that are building the country, that we are supporting the finance of the country? I have more than 15 people I pay monthly in my own side of the business. Now I don't gain any respect from you guys, but those people that are only hanging around on top of vehicles, consuming and eating everything that belongs to the masses, you guys respect them more than me. So the policeman was shocked and was looking at me like as if he meets someone different. But that's by the way. What I want to add again is that
do you see
okay.
Like what you said now? Do you see when some people, people are lavishing because of lack of knowledge? Sometimes you don't blame people the way they behave because they never hear. Many people you are seeing that are misbehaving, they are highly intelligent. Only that if they are directed, if they see the right road, I am telling you, that policeman you talk and he shock you. It's just like maybe you hit him sledgehammer. You don't know. Maybe you have changed his life. You don't know. Maybe he will go home and start thinking about, I met one man today, look at what he did. He will stay in his life until he dies, and it will shape his character. But he didn't know. That is why it is good to sow the seed anywhere you are. Because our people are misbehaving because they are ignorant. You know, we need the people that are, when you are with some people, you know, when you are in the midst of some people, you start a discussion that not the normal discussion they used to hear. You understand? And people will start asking, but who is this guy? It used to happen to me. Sometimes the people will say, but why? So this type of mentality this guy has, I don't know. Where do you come from? You understand? So that is the issue. Like in our land, people are just the way they raise them up, the society they are shaped them. But they need in another thing, another mentality, another type of mentality. In order, is it not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu we listened to? We heard his voice. It doesn't matter how he was insulting and shouting, but the bottom line is, what this man is saying, is true too. That covers everything. It doesn't matter any other thing. That is the bottom line.
He's my main teacher. I don't have any other teacher. He's Mazi Nnamdi right from 2015, you know. Yes,
what you told that man is a food for thought for him. You might not know, but it will be a food for thought, and it can shape his character the way he you know, when they say people, who are you? Because they don't see you in television, they don't see you as a politician looting, a manipulator, or going on a convoy, but they don't know that these people are the evil demons, witches and wizards that are tormenting the lives of people. When they see the real people, they discard them. Discard them. No, who are you? I beg, come off for road. You they give me, what are you? You know, but these are taxpayers. These are people that are units of the society that are contributing to these looters that are Nigeria. It opened up that Nigeria since January, in internal revenue generate, not oil, not crude oil, not natural resources, money that you and other people are paying through taxes one way or the other. 8 trillion naira. 8. He say even in the next 3 months, normally, if not that he wanted to raise another, whether he say 3 trillion, he want to make be 4 trillion, making the whole year break record of 14 trillion. You know, 14 trillion, know how many billions of dollars? You know what it means? But these are the money the politicians are using extravagantly, and the population, due to ignorance, are clapping for them, praising them. If they tie the pour quota oil on or black paint on road, they say they clap for them as if it is their money they are using. You know, because of ignorance. Yes. Mazi, please continue and conclude, please.
Okay. Yes. This will be my last question. You know, you understand what I mean by 4-letter words in Imo State. Since the infiltrators take over this area, we are, so most of my comrades, my brothers, all of them shift from the location because of tagging them as one of the bad people or one of the people that are destroying the Igbo land. So, and since that time, I choose to be on my own, because I don't want to be associated with people that don't have the same mindset or the same people. I don't want to surrender myself with people that don't have the same ambition with me. So, how are we working to promote some of our brothers and our sisters' business so that they can be able to be buying data in this side is very much higher expensive, or taking care of the family here is very expensive since things is getting worse. So how are we working hard to support our brothers' businesses here so that we can be able to be getting finance to push on, to be sharing the gospel more and more? Because now, if you don't belong to those people, now I'm telling you, those religious people or those cultist people, if you don't belong to them now, yes, they no longer even connect you to any business. Unless you must belong with them.
What you're saying.
Yes, so
I know
so
what
how
you're
are
saying.
we working hard now to support our brothers so that they can still stand strong with the movement? Yes.
Yes, Mazi, I understand what you're saying, because it is something that we receive. Actually, they say in those areas there is actually no business at all. People are running away. It is the work of it is the work of the Nigerian government, for your information. If they want to make our land, they want to make our land uninhabitable.
They used
Yes, you understand?
They use their agents. They use their agents to be sharing the news.
Mazi, let me tell you, Nigeria, a government, a country has almost infinite powers. For your information, they can unleash criminals anyhow they want it. Nigeria is a country, so they have people that they can use. They are using in order. What they are trying to do is to destroy IPOB through criminality, and that is why we are fighting back in order to enlighten our people that criminality has no hand or has no space in this struggle in IPOB. Because you know what happened in Masob? They used criminality to destroy Masob, and Paul Owazirike was in jail that time. So his commander, Nigeria, there is a way they will come to you through their third party, second party, third party, fourth party agents, and you will not know. You think that you are dealing with your friend. You understand? But they will remove you from your focus. This is how this Idiabali you are seeing, this pig in the creek, was destroyed by Tinubu. This Tinubu, you see that he destroyed, he removed the focus of this man. Because he came to him, there's a way, for example, the Nigerian police, one will be doing as if it's your friend. If they are of 3 or 4, or one person will, all others might be very harsh, and one will pretend to be your friend, pushing you. Now listen to this. You pay them now. You are we are one now. No problem. The way they are talking. But he will be spinning you. You will be thinking that you are dealing with a friend, or he's not as harsh as others. He is understandable. But you don't know that all of them are playing their roles in making you do their bidding. That is how Nigerian politicians, Nigeria work. That is how Nigeria works. They use willing tools. They unleash criminals in order to make sure to destroy. We are campaigning for Biafrans return home with your investments at least. And you see people started coming home. They unleash criminality in order to discourage people. That is number one. But one thing you should know is this, that IPOB is working very hard. It is now, IPOB, the beauty of it is that the leadership of IPOB changed tactics. You understand? Freedom fighting is something that it is not, you don't follow one way. It is not something that is constant. You understand? I mean, the system being used or strategy. You can change strategy at any time. The leadership now, they now understand that, look, when you make things open, now the Nigerian government will have inkling. Their agents will have, they know about it and they will destroy it. So they change tactics. They are working on the ground. You understand? In order to make sure that this criminality, they will stop. It's not an easy fight, for your information. It's not an easy fight. Remember, when you remove if you remove for example, you try to, or some time ago, IPOB tried through one thing or the other in order to make sure to pursue the checkpoints in our land. But what did they do? You pursue them in this checkpoint. Now they instigate, activate their criminals, and many of police and military become criminals and start snatching phones, start making life unbearable for people around that place. It is now the people that will start shouting, "Oh, military, we want you back. This checkpoint, I beg, go. Criminals are killing us." Do you see? It's a strategy. But people don't understand it. It is government intelligent work. But people don't understand. It is them that now we start calling on the government. Please come and help us. Bring back the military. Even if as they are collecting the 100 now, it's better for us than them killing us, aggressing us, and raping us. It is, now they will laugh and they will come as your savior. But it's them that are causing all these things. The same way the Western countries, Europeans are doing in Africa. They are coming to fight against terrorism, but they are the one that sponsor terrorists in order to fool everywhere. Now they will use that pretense. They will call them, say, we need you to come and help us fight against terrorism. They will laugh and come as your savior. But it's them that are. So it is the Nigerian government doing all these things. And we continue, IPOB continue fighting hard. Every inch of this struggle is being fought for. You understand? It is not a bed of roses. And we will never relent. Because if we venture to stop, we are all gone. So we must continue fighting until we make sure that all these things, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, we will wear them out. When you friction, we will continue fighting until they become tired. They will become tired. This their criminality, they will see that no more. Even when people now start understanding that these people are agents of Nigerian government, things will change. I'm telling you. So that is what we are doing, and we continue doing it. There, Mazi. There, I don't know whether you have anything to say.
Nothing much. Just thank you for your good work. And all the leadership of IPOB. Thank everybody for your efforts and the sacrifice being paid to make sure that both Mazi and Nnamdi is released and other things being ordered. So thank you very much. I keep on listening to Radio Biafra every time. Even if I miss it, I go to YouTube and check the last broadcast. So thank you for your hard work.
There, Mazi. Thank you.
Almost here, Biafra.
Almost here, Biafra. I love this interaction, honestly. I love it. It's an honest interaction. I love it. Thank you, Mazi, and you are the last caller. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, we must continue doing what we are doing. This is the only solution to our collective problem. I am telling you, we leave it, we are all gone. We abandon it, we are all gone. Our enemies, the caliphate will swallow us one by one. You understand? So there is no way we should leave this fight. Now, my closing remark is this. Please, what we say here, you your mind with program. When I say program, foreign program which they put inside you. Block your mind. This is anathema. They are speaking anathema. Don't even hear it. This is the voice of destitute, or the voice of destitution. You understand? Sometimes you think, why are these people pointing in this way? If, for example, the religious bishops and pastors that we have in our land, if they are doing good job, opening people's eyes, telling people that, look, the problem you have is not Satan. There is no Satan that is, holding your destiny. It is the government. Now, opening people's eyes in order to hold the government accountable. Because Nigeria, as it is a republic. Power belongs to the people. If they are doing this, I'm telling you, many things will change. Instead, they encourage building churches everywhere. And no factory. No factory. How can you get job? And you'll be in the church killing yourself through fasting, bringing ulcer to yourself, in order for miracle job to come. If you can get job through miracle, why is pastor asking you physical money? He would have told you, if you are coming, bring your empty bag of money, so that when he pray, now spray all your bag in the altar. When he pray, money will food, everybody will go home. We know that, okay, things are working that way. But when you talk about miracle, they still want you to give them the physical money, physically. The same way they're supposed to fight physical, for physical things to be done. Do you understand? That way they are making you to dip hands inside your pocket to bring out money physically. Not praying that money will fill pastor's bag. No. But through you bring, or you bring. Tell the children the truth. That is all we clamor. They have the platforms in order to alert people, in order to tell people the truth that look, there is no Satan that is holding your destiny. It is not the tree in your village that is holding your destiny. It is bad governance, bad government. That is the only thing. If governments are doing okay, every village one factory, that employs at least 50 people, 100 people. Do you think that things will be as bad? You will see a graduate riding Okada. Is it normal? And when you talk to him, he will start quoting from Genesis to Revelation. We believe, take it. How can you take it? Let us be physical, facing the reality. The reality facing us is physical. You understand? The same way they need your physical cash, your hard-earned currency, cash. But when it comes to things that the government should do, things that they should help in gathering people in order to force government to do, they tell you, say, believe in God, believe it in God. Ask them. The same way they are telling you to pray to get job. Okay, let pastors pray. Don't give them any money. Tell them to pray. Let money come. Let money come from heaven. You see that this is deception, complete deception. This is what we are against here. If people will tell their followers truth, I am telling you, people's eyes will be opened and they will demand for better governance or government. You understand? That is the thing. Thank you very much for listening. Biafra is our religion. Biafra is our ideology. And here on Radio Biafra is where we worship. Therefore, we continue doing the needful in order to make sure that Biafra is restored. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains our supreme leader and he must be released. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.
Biafra, ndị ngozi obodo bụ sọmma, obodo doro nsọ. The land of the rising sun is a home of hope.